Wacky Wednesday.
It's Wacky Wednesday con El Bumper.
Unfiltered, the real deal. No pre-planning, no chingaderas. Straight up from the bill.
Wacky Wednesday.
B-Town's very own.
It's Wacky Wednesday con El Bumper.
Here's your host, Bumper Gomez.
And we're going to be live in 30 seconds. Nah, no te crees.
I know,
it's going there.
It's
It's there. No hay pedo. Welcome to the final episode of Bumper's Wacky Wednesday of 2022. I know a lot of people, 2022 was one hell of a freaking year. For me, it was just another year, but I know a lot of people that, this year was, it was rough, man. It was rough. But, with that being said, God doesn't give you anything you can't handle. That's the way I see it. So dust yourself off, get yourself up, right? 2020, no more tequila. Right? 2023 is right around the corner. It's new year, new me. I'm going to let you guys know I'm going to give up all caffeinated drinks. So the first week of January, you might see me. I'm trying to get them in now. I'm getting them in now.
Like
I'm getting
all caffeinated, like seltzers, everything.
Dude, everything that has caffeine, I just want to drink water. Yeah, I ain't cuando, some pisto, whatever. Some
You're
alcohol.
You're gonna do it.
Yeah, we'll see. I'll let you guys know if it's true. If you lose weight with, because my homie Joey Jams, he told me, hey, bro, I love you, but te miras bien cachetón. I was like, a la madre.
I got a story about that.
We got a lot of stories tonight, man. But anyways, I want to welcome everybody to Bumper's Wacky Wednesday. If this is your first time coming across this show, well, you're in luck because you're going to laugh your ass off tonight. I hope you have a cold drink in your hand. It might, maybe with a little alcohol, some eggnog for some of you crazy son of a guns like that shit.
I was gonna say eggnog. I never even tasted
I don't fuck with that eggnog shit.
Is it real raw egg or something?
It is.
I don't like eggs or milk.
I don't like it.
That's gross.
I'll drink some coquito, which is similar.
Oh, that is so good.
Yeah.
But coquito, the Puerto Rican, I'll jacked it up. So, again, man, welcome everybody to the show. If this is your first time watching, welcome to Bumper's Wacky Wednesday. And before I put them on, I want to let you guys know, tonight, last episode of the year, I got some of my very, very, very close friends of mine that I've got to know over the years. And literally, they're like my family here in San Antonio, right? I don't have any really close family here in San Antonio, but they become my family. They, we go to their parties sometimes. We'll talk about that. But, man, welcome. And to all my Dallas Cowboy fans in the house, I'm here to tell you, tomorrow, it's over. Your shit's just going to continue, right? It's over, baby. Because you're coming into Tennessee, and my Titans are going to take that ass tomorrow.
We probably lost about half the people watching right now.
Welcome, everybody watching on YouTube, on Bumper Gomez YouTube Live. Thank you so much. Well, here they are, ladies and gentlemen. My guests are all the cast from La Chismosa 210 podcast. If you've never seen them, if you've never heard of them, well, kick back and relax because you're going to get to know who they are tonight. Okay, now the camera's over here. I gotta adjust myself. So, guys, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you for having us.
So we have right here to my left, I think maybe you're right. I don't know. I don't fucking know. I guess, yeah. My left, you're right. We got La Chismosa 210, the Chismosa, right? We started it.
Chismosa.
We got La Prima in the back.
La Prima 210.
Right? La Prima 210. And this guy right behind me with the cool beard. Shit, he's over here. Somewhere. Shit, he's over here. No, he's over there.
Oh my God.
I'm not moving.
Lorenzo, what's up, dude?
What's up?
So we're going to talk about tomorrow, too. Everything you guys got going on tomorrow.
We got a whole bunch going on.
Everybody watching, again, this is the last episode of Bumper's Wacky Wednesday for 2022. And I was just telling my wife, dude, I cannot believe that come March of 2023, Bumpers Wacky Wednesday will be 3 years old.
Wow. So you started during COVID.
Shit, COVID made everybody.
Everybody started something on COVID. I think that was the same time I started, and that's thinking about it. It'll be 3 years. Like, yeah,
that's when you started.
Yeah, during COVID.
Man.
Oh, towards the end, ¿verdad, Michelle?
Yes.
Siempre en el pinche teléfono.
So everybody in the
Posting the
chat room, these guys they're following along. So if you guys see a chat that catches your eye,
yeah, just hit them up.
Because I get bombed on every week because I don't have a chat room person.
A monitor who
monitors the chat. I'm a one-man fighting machine over here. Now I gotta do it all over here.
But it's hard. Even like me and La Prima, when we do our lives, like that's what a lot of people say. Like they were trying to get our attention, but unfortunately, it's just so much going on. Like we get caught up with ourselves. The other day, Michelle me estaba mamando el dedo on the show, and she didn't even know. And people were just talking all kinds.
But how many stars did you get?
Stars?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm glad you brought up stars.
Why?
If you guys want to give up stars, we take stars on the show. Comment with stars, and we'll. If you comment with stars, we'll read your stuff.
Well, no, I was just wondering if someone might have gotten a little bit too excited and threw some stars at you.
Well, I want to say this. La Chismosa 210. Tonight's gonna be like this.
A whole bunch of nonsense.
Pa arriba, pa abajo, back up. All that right there, man. Again, like I told you guys, these guys have become my family. I always tell Chismosa, like, the name Chismosa right away and the Facebook page, it just automatically raza chismosa. It's all matter already negative. You
Nobody
already
wants to be on the Chismosa page. Nobody wants to be like the person that's put on the Chismosa page. But that's not what we're all about. Like you were saying, like I think that's a big thing.
But you guys do a good job without calling out names.
Yeah.
Sometimes until the comments come in and people are like, "Nah, fuck that. I know who they're talking about."
Well, yeah, if the shoe fits, right? Where
Como dices, ponte el saco si te queda.
Hey, sometimes it's not even about that person. We get like inbox. They're like, "Who told you the story?" Or "How do you know?" And we're like, "We don't even know you."
So we're gonna get into that.
Very similar.
So you guys can get yourself. You can build up your remedies or whatever to not be on the Chismosa 210 podcast, right? Don't put your fucking business on Facebook.
Exactly. I think that's the biggest thing. Like that's where we get a lot of our stuff is people put it on Facebook and then they get upset when people talk about it. Pues ni modo, you're the one who put it. Like, what am I not supposed to say? Like, you're the one who I want to know. It's public. Pues ya me dijiste, dime lo demás, and I'll tell everybody else.
So let me tell you guys, Chismosa's been on here. Man, it's been over a year.
Yeah.
She came here with a bunch of TikTokers. And I want to give the story on how I came across Chismosa. Literally, if you guys are on TikTok, there's a thing called an algorithm. And an algorithm really takes, it knows your location. It kind of takes what you look at and it kind of gives you, it starts feeding you stuff that you're into, in a sense, right? And so I used to see this girl flat ironing her hair, talking shit. And I'm just like, yo, she's really putting her tío's business out there. Or her tía's business. Or the prima's business. And the prima's in the back like, no, that's not how it happened. This happened or this. And I was like, these dudes are for real. Like, this is real shit. They're not doing this shit for like fake. Like, they're talking real stuff. And the one that I love the most, I'll bring it up, right? I've told you before, was your primo that has a crooked eye. Oh. He has an eye that's chueco. You saw him in a bathroom stall. And you're like, there's no way this could be my primo. And it was. So I followed her. And she would leave you in suspense, right? She would leave you in suspense where she would say, hey.
And then?
Right. And so you would have to follow her and go, or you don't have to. You could just click to the right, and you have to follow part 2. And then she'd leave you like a fucking Netflix special. You have to wait for the next one. Y a veces, you wouldn't even finish it. We'd have to wait like a day or 2 days. And people are like, yo, what's tell us the ending. You know what I'm saying?
And then they hit me with the 3 minutes. And then I was like, I don't even think I could do it in 3 minutes. And I guess because it's like you would only...
I can do it in 3 minutes.
Oh, yeah. But I can't. I can't do it. I gotta get stopped in the middle.
He set himself up for that one.
Lorenzo, that shit went over your head. You didn't even say
Oh my
shit.
God. You're stupid.
Oh shit, dude! I'm telling you guys right now, I'm 4 tequila shots in.
Hey,
So
Sonia.
and we as you can tell, my belly, yeah, estamos llenado, lleno. My wife made some carne asada, some rice and beans. Even though some people hate like birds, I won't mention no names.
I'm on a
Chismosa.
diet. I told you so.
Me too.
There's a whole story behind that.
Let's talk about it.
Okay. So during COVID, you know, like a lot of people were like blaming a lot of weight gain during like because of COVID. Before COVID, I was like really active. I was like really big, and then I lost a lot of weight, right? And then during COVID, I was being nosy and I was looking through my husband's phone, and I was like, well, what?
But why were you looking through his
Because
phone?
he left it in the bathroom and I didn't have my phone, so I needed something to look at.
How do we take a shit 20 years ago without a phone, dude? Yeah. People are like, yo, hold up. I know I gotta really go, but I need my phone to be charged
Yes.
at least at 10%.
I need those 5 seconds, 5 minutes. So I get his phone, right, and I start looking through it, and like I don't know, I was just looking, and then I went to history because I didn't know that your phone records your history, like your Google history. Did you know that? I didn't know that.
Yeah,
like,
it keeps track of a lot of things.
Yeah, I didn't know that, right?
I need to go delete my shit right now.
So I went into the Google history.
Matter of fact, I'm not sure.
Your timeline, everything.
I went into the Google history, and then I just like I tapped on the first link. Well, why was he looking at a fat girl on porn? And I said, all this time I've been killing myself, starving myself, not eating that extra taco.
I know, but were you a big girl then?
Before I used to be big.
Well, then that's why he
but
was
then I
looking
lost
at.
weight and it was okay. Like I thought it was
Okay,
like,
but let me
You
ask
thought
you.
that's what he wanted.
When
Yeah.
That's what he
when
wanted.
you caught him looking at the big girl porn, were you a big girl then?
no.
No, she was already skinny.
Oh.
Yeah, so
Well,
then,
maybe he missed his wife. His old wife.
He was reminiscing to the
Yeah,
old
he
days.
was
apparently he was sending the video to his brother. I don't know. That's the story he told me. But so then now I said, pues ni modo, I'm gonna eat whatever the hell I want. So I started eating, and then recently I looked at his phone again. He was looking at a skinny girl. So now I said, ahora I'm gonna be skinny.
So she's back on a diet.
So I'm back on a diet with the Fitbit and everything.
Damn, with the Fitbit, she said, counting her steps and
I know,
all.
that's what we're doing. We're counting our
I'm
steps. We
doing
got our
good.
Fitbit.
Yeah, we're
Hey, so-
matching. We
Hey,
challenge
so
each
at 10
other.
o'clock at night, you're going to be those people like, fuck.
Like, I'm
I'm
3,000
3,000 steps. I'm going outside.
Yeah, because it tells us you gotta move.
Hey, I'm not
and
part
so
of the
me and
people,
her
boy. I'm
earlier
not a
today,
Fitbit.
we were like taking steps. We're like, oh, we gotta get to 5,000. We're like,
Oh my god! Look, so Bumper. Somebody said, ironically, I found Bumper from Las Chismosas. Like, so they.
Oh, really? So I found Bumper from La Chismosa. Lots of that small world.
Yeah.
Oh, that's Felipe Leal, my videographer.
Wow, you
Yeah,
see?
see?
Well,
Small
geez,
world right
why
there.
don't you help us? We need a
Hey,
videographer.
Felipe, Leal, he's a monster at making videos.
Well,
That guy,
we
he's
need
good. Shout out
some- we need some
to
work.
shout out to everybody watching, man.
Yes,
I
shout out.
get, I get in trouble. What's up, man? I get in trouble for watching. I get
Mira, el pinche, who's here?
Aftermath is here.
He's a mero chismoso.
I got what do you call it? He threw me off.
I
The
know,
fuck
right?
I was
You
gonna
see?
say.
yeah, aftermath.
See,
Dang
Ya
it,
viene
dude.
lo chismoso.
that's why, because we know all the chismes coming out for real. Look,
For real, you know we're true. We're here to say
Oh my
the truth.
God.
that's all we gotta say.
So everybody, no, I was saying, I always get called out because I don't give enough credit to YouTube. A lot of people watch the YouTube channel, right? Because I simulcast, and I don't give enough love to my YouTubers,
YouTube.
man. So yeah. But to everybody watching from all over the state of Texas, all over the United States, because I'm going to tell you, Chismosa, there was people I met in Wisconsin at the Mexican fiesta that follow you.
He said I could make big girl videos.
Well, don't be looking this way. Hey, well, don't be looking this way, Felipe.
Mira, we go to this side.
Gumaro, what's
Hey,
up, man?
I'm just-
Shout out to my
I'm
buddy
thick and
Gumaro.
fluffy.
Oh my God, dude.
yeah, so-
Hey, Lorenzo, why are you so quiet in the back, dude? How do you
Because
put
he's
it?
looking at the bottle. He's gonna take a shot.
I know he needs to relax.
Hey,
Here,
hey,
take a
so-
shot.
Because y'all are
Shot,
talking about
shot,
y'all's
shot.
history, and they're talking about their Fitbits, and I'm like, what? I don't got a Fitbit.
Well, you need a Fitbit.
I don't have a
You need to
TikTok
get-
channel.
If
Why am I
anybody has a
here?
Fitbit, let us know so y'all
Because
could add
Lorenzo
us.
is el abogado sin papeles.
I'm just here to make sure everything's legal, or what?
Hey, so you know, Lorenzo, I actually met Lorenzo 2 years ago. He came in here, a whole different setup. I think I had like a desk set up at that time. And Lorenzo came. He came with Rudy, right?
I came with Rudy and
Yeah,
Rafael.
Rudy Lopez. Shout out to Rudy Lopez and Lopez Entertainment, and Far West, and Pica Pica Plaza, and put a
All
plug.
of the South
Put a
Side.
plug.
The
Put a
burger
plug.
joint and all
The
kinds
burger joint.
Hey, Rudy, I'm gonna fucking charge you, bro. Wacky Wednesday at your burger joint today.
No,
Hey, I got that name. I got it. I got it already in the. I got it downtown.
DDB8. That's why Lorenzo's here. He's gonna write
Somebody
up the
said
paperwork.
big girls need love too.
Oh,
We sure
man.
do.
But welcome everybody. Welcome to tonight's show. Again, we just getting started. As you can tell, it's gonna be a fun show. We got great people here. We're gonna talk about a lot of things. One of the things that I want to talk about, right, is La Chismosa 210 podcast. So La Chismosa 210 podcast is, every Monday, 8 o'clock, they go live from the pub, right?
Yeah, we go from
the pub. And the pub, they actually broadcast many different types of podcasts. They do sports podcasts, like
Alien searching,
and
gaming.
Bigfoot. Todo el pedo. They cover
do
it
it
all.
all there.
Well, Chismosa does hers every Monday at 8 p.m. And I've had the honor of being on her podcast quite a few times. And she has a huge following. And, one thing that I always tell my wife about is like, man, it's crazy how much drama and chisme, how much attention goes to that.
Yeah, it is insane because
It's insane.
Yeah.
because honestly, like I can go on my page and post something positive, and I'll get like maybe 4 or 5 shares. I'll post some nonsense, some out of pocket shit like "Hijo, tu mamá se soltó todo," and it will blow up. So sometimes it's kind of like, wow, like they rather go after the drama. Everyone loves the drama. But they like the positive stuff kind of gets shadowed back.
You said it right on the money.
Yeah.
Like drama sells.
Yes,
It does.
TMZ sells. Like
We're the TMZ of
So
San Antonio.
that's what I was about to say. So Chismosa 210 podcast is the TMZ of the 210 area and 830 and
956.
And speaking of the Valley, shout out to my boys Mike Gonzalez from the Iconics. Shout out to Rocky Beltran. The guys are all listening in. They're members of the Iconics.
Yeah, thank you.
Who are going to
Yes.
be here
Yeah.
next
Week.
They're going to be the first show of
The new year.
2023. They're going to be promoting their brand new single, their brand new song. So it's going to be cool, man. 2023 Bumpers Wacky Wednesday is going to be really cool. We're going to bring you a lot of live music. And we're going to start off right off the bat, right? Next Wednesday, the Iconics will be here playing all their new songs. And if you haven't downloaded their brand new single, just got released today. So type in Mike Gonzalez Iconics 2 Z's and download their brand new single. Back to the podcast. So the podcast, to me, not only does drama sell, guys, I really like sometimes you guys really take on some subjects that people don't like to talk about.
Yeah, some touchy
Yes.
stuff. We dabble in some stuff that and we try to stay neutral and want everyone to know like everybody's opinion. Like I'm not gonna stop talking to you because you feel a certain type of way. Like and I think that's the biggest thing on our platform because Lorenzo is always the damn devil's advocate over here. He's always playing the backside.
And it's good to have someone like that.
Because sometimes
There's different
he says
So let me
perspectives.
ask you, of your crew, right? When taking to the crew you have, because sometimes you have
that's
Cutthroat there, you have your other prima there,
Yes.
right? But these two are the main characters
Yes.
of the podcast. And without them saying anything, so you already said Lorenzo is the devil's advocate, right? When
yeah.
it comes to subjects. What does prima do?
I'm the angel.
Ponle sal.
No.
Yeah,
She fucking-
it depends. It depends. Sometimes La Prima's the instigator. She'll be like egging Lorenzo on, like yeah, and then sometimes she's like no, like that's not how it should be. So that's the thing. Like Michelle kind of sues it off. I'm usually like, this is how I feel, and no one's gonna change my opinion. But there has been times that Lorenzo will point something out, and I'm like, you're right. Because I think that's how we all need to be at this, in this time that we're in. It's not like
It's okay to disagree.
Yeah,
it's okay to agree. It's okay to, what do we say?
It's okay to disagree.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Like, it's not a big deal. Like, and people. I'm sorry, keep
No,
cutting
go
off,
ahead.
Michelle.
No. I'm just saying it's just like different perspective, right? And then sometimes when you hear a different perspective, it gives you an opening of how you didn't see things, and you could either say, you know what, you know what that is, you got a valid point. I didn't see things that way, and it kind of makes you rethink the whole situation or the topic we're talking about. But it's not to sway you. You know, some people are like they're set like there's sometimes where we kind of bump heads, but.
Oh, there's a lot of time. Not
There's
sometimes.
a
There's a lot of times.
It's
If you watch
okay
a
because she's
podcast.
entitled to her opinion. I'm entitled to mine.
Fine.
At the end of the day, it's like we're not gonna say, "Oh, well, you know what? Just because you don't agree on me, agree with me, then I'm
not
gonna,
gonna do it.
I'm not gonna talk to you, or I'm gonna be upset at you." No, everybody's entitled to their opinion, and everybody's opinion is valid.
Yeah,
you know.
So even down to like and I think in our page we get a lot of people from different platforms that try to come on our page, and because they can't express how they feel on that page, because like if somebody were to come to my page and be like, oh, you stupid yada yada yada, like I don't like this and this about you, I'll be like, well, okay, well, that's your opinion, pues que te vaya bien. I'm not gonna block them and delete them, but some people do, like they start with the positive vibes and don't say nothing negative about me here. So then they come to our platform because they're like, here, it's open, like you can say how you feel, and no, sometimes
Well, I always see people
pasa.
give you a hard time because you're like, there's rules, and you guys don't tell these people there's rules.
Well,
and
because they want us to tell them like, oh, you can't say that. No, but that's how they feel. That's their opinion. If you put your life out there, like me and you, Bumper, like we're out here. We're out here. If somebody were to come and be like, oh, well, you do this, and this, you have to own up to it anymore. This is what I do. This is who I am.
I can tell you this. So me and Chismosa have a relationship where I can pick up the phone. Like, I'm married. Chismosa's married. I can pick up the phone and talk to her for 45 minutes.
Yeah.
And after 45 minutes, we really talked about not a fucking thing, just fucking bullshit, right? But we've just clicked it off like that. You know what I mean? One thing that I want to talk about, and fuck it, we'll talk about it right now. Chismosa, it's like, Bump, let's do a fucking dance contest.
Yeah.
People are talking shit about one another about dancing Tejano music and this and that. Well, you do all the Tejano shit. Let's put our stuff together and do a Tejano contest. And we're like, and I'm like, you think so? So then we got this knucklehead back here, and he's like, yeah. Well, we could do it. Like, I'll get all this shit in order. Boom, 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 boom. And what started off as people talking smack on Facebook, on comments,
Led to people talking more smack.
right, led to more people talking more smack,
More
and
drama.
We pulled off one of the biggest dance contests in South Texas.
Yeah.
Off of people talking shit on Facebook.
Off of one person, and he's watching El Scooby-Doo. Like
Shout out to the Scooby-Doo, put 956.
956. He was the one, somebody brought me to the attention that he was out there saying he was the number one Tejano dancer, and then everyone from San Antonio got their pamper in a bunch. Dijeron que no, they're the better one, and then that there was the king and the queen, que la cumbia y la madre. And
to
the
me, TDK is still the king.
there
dog.
you go.
TDK is still the king.
Yeah.
And before we go on, I'm all over the place, Chismosa, because they wrote a long. If you want your shit read, you know how I read shit when they write more than 2 sentences.
It's over.
All right, I'll read the whole
somebody
fucking
said they're gonna donate trophies. So I
Don't-
guess we're doing
Oh,
that. We're doing the event
that's
again.
what I'm talking
We're doing
about.
the event again.
Checking
Ahí
in from
andas
my
echando la
vacation
pata
home in
otra vez.
San Luis Potosí,
Sí,
Mexico.
yes.
Can't wait to be home next week. Well, Diane Sanchez Mendez, I hope you're not one of those ones that are stuck at the fucking airport.
Oh, I know. What's all that? What's all going on?
The airlines blame the computers blame the airlines. And
Everybody.
yeah, everybody blames everybody, man. But going back to the dance contest, so we talked about it. We had like a meeting, and I think we ate dinner over something, and we're like, all right, fuck it, let's do it.
Let's do it.
And it started off small, like we'll take care of everything. We'll do it. And then it was like, you know what? There's a lot of places here in San Antonio that promote Tejano music. Let's get all the bars on the same sheet of music.
Mm-hmm.
We'll promote the bars, and we'll have a dance contest. And it literally turned from something that small to something really big. It was a wonderful night.
Yes.
Up until the end, we had some Chismosa drama, of course.
Hey, you know my family. You know we can't go nowhere.
Shit. I'm telling that story tonight too. I hope y'all are ready, man.
Hey, but to defend my client, he technically wasn't even invited.
Oh my god.
Oh shit! But anyway, so we pulled it off. We went to Far West. Rudy Lopez helped us out. Tequila's Tejano Sports Bar there off of Bandera.
Mustang.
Yeah,
Sally's
Mustang
off of Roosevelt.
Sally's.
The Beer Depot.
The Beer Depot. Far West. Pika Plaza.
Hometown Burgers. That's
Hometown. Right, everybody chipped in and they helped with the prize money, and it was really something. I know, when you do dance contests, it's really hard to please everybody.
And I think that was a big thing because a lot of people, they started saying like, oh, well, everyone was a critic. Like, no one said anything about helping or giving us any advice or how to run it. It was our first time. I think we both admitted it. It was our first time doing it. We did the best we could. We didn't have numbers. We didn't have numbers.
We had a smart dude with a computer, but and
an idea.
And he's like, I got this. And it ended up coming out good. It was all... It was good, man. Yeah. So we're gonna do another one, maybe for fanfare, dude. Yeah. Who's the best? What was the name of the girl that got famous on fanfare with the
bikini top?
With the bikini top.
La
sucia. We're gonna have the best sucia 210 fanfare contest. Whoever go out there and check
out. Imagine how many people we're gonna get out there.
Oh shit!
Yeah, we're gonna get some people in the booty contest, and they're gonna be Tejanos forever. What is it? Hashtag Tejano World.
Somebody wants us to give a shout out to Joy.
Hey, Joy. Thank you for watching.
Chismosa's already fucking picando, bro. We just started, bro.
Chismosa without me stirring the pot.
So, shout out to everybody watching in the Midwest. Yes. Again, I was telling you, you guys have a lot of fans in the Midwest. When I went out there to the Milwaukee Mexican Fiesta, a lot of people know they associated with you, right? They're like, hey, Chismosa? I was like, yeah, dude, I know Chismosa. We watch her every week. And she's funny as hell. So shout out to everybody.
Thank you for watching, everyone.
The whole Mexican Fiesta crew and everybody out in the Midwest, Michigan, Milwaukee, Illinois, Ohio, Minnesota. Thank you guys for tuning in. You guys, what's the furthest that you guys have somebody tune in on the show?
We've sent stuff to out of the country.
Country.
Yeah, all over.
Hey, Monterrey,
Dominican Republic, Puerto Rico. We even have some in
Canada,
some Middle Eastern. I sound like we do. But we do. We have like fans all over. When we look at the algorithms and we look, because it kind of gives us a breakdown.
Right, where
we have fans everywhere all over the world.
Yeah. So we have a really good fan base, and I think it's just because we bring that sense of and it's just us. Like, that's the thing. But everybody always asks us, like, is it scripted? Do y'all go through something? Do y'all think of something? No.
Are y'all drunk? Are y'all high? Are y'all this?
Drunk? Or what are y'all doing? Why are y'all like this? This is just us. Like, honestly, like, you can, anytime you've seen us, anywhere we are, we're just always laughing, having fun. Like, and it's just, and I think that's why it works so good, because we're just being ourselves.
Yeah. And I think when we started off, it was just off for fun, and it just kind of took off, and it was just, a lot of people were always telling us, I could relate to y'all. Y'all are so real.
That's exactly what I was going to tell both of you. Like, when I first saw y'all, I could relate to Chicano, right? And I'm going to say Chicano, Mexicanos here, you always have a tia, or you always have a fucking prima, always talking shit, right? It was very relatable. Like, that's who we are, dude. You know what I mean? Like, you can't go to Quinceañera and be like, mira, que se
todos los platos que se llevó.
Mira los platos.
Mira.
He was in jail last week, and now
mira, muy mono con la vieja.
Be
like, muy mona con la vieja. Mira, se están llevando platos. Mira.
Big shout out to Destiny. Big shout out to Destiny and Rigo Nevada. They were here. They came over to hang out with us for a little bit. If you guys haven't downloaded, look up Destiny Nevada. Right, she was Latin Grammy nominated this year. Won last year Female Vocalist of the Year, Tejano Music Awards. So if you haven't, check out Destiny Nevada, the daughter of Raulito Nevada and the niece of Emilio Nevada. beautiful music. So they were just you just never know who's gonna pop in to Wacky Wednesday. They were here. They threw a munch with us before. I was trying to get her to sing the Star Spangled Banner.
No quiso.
She's like, nah, I can't do it. Not today. Plus, I didn't have a flag in here.
Oh my gosh.
Freaking Lorenzo didn't want to stand up with the flag.
Lorenzo's, oh my gosh. And you know what? Like down to Lorenzo. Lorenzo's that primo that we got in the family that we're like, ay, se cree mucho porque tiene masters.
There's always that guy.
Yeah, and then we're like, oh, ask Lorenzo, like anything.
Hey,
like,
pero when he needs something.
Yeah, exactly. I can't figure out how to program the phone. Call Lorenzo. I can't figure out how to turn on the blender. Call Lorenzo. Everything. Lorenzo is the guy. Like, and that's like they say, we're relatable, but it's because this is who we really are.
Oh shit! No, and it's true. Like, you know, I always point to people to like somebody like George Lopez. A lot of people don't like him. I'm a huge George Lopez fan. Like from day one till now, I watch all his shows, even those shows that nobody watches on like. I think it's on Hulu or some shit. One of his shows that they never made it big, right?
Yeah.
And I'm a huge fan. But the reason that I think he's so funny to us is because he's so relatable.
Yeah.
Like the shit he says is so true, but we live it. So that's what makes it even funnier is that he ain't lying. That shit's fucking real.
It's real.
We're really like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, you want to go see a mouse, motherfucker? You want to see Chuck E. Cheese? Move the fucking refrigerator. There's about 2 miles. But that's why I think Chismosa 210, the podcast, people love it because it's so relatable. Right? And you guys, like I said earlier, you guys touch on very touchy subjects. Funny subjects. And sometimes so much drama subjects that it gets to you personally.
Yeah.
And I want to talk about that a little bit. Like, I've seen you guys argue.
Yeah.
Right? I seen Prima take off for about 3 weeks. I didn't see her on the show.
Yeah.
And then boom, she pops back in there.
I think that's when she cut her bangs, but
she did. No! I was calling her La Bangs.
La Bangs.
Every time she would come up, I would put La Bangs. But Lorenzo, what do you think? Am I on the money to say, that, I really think the podcast is so relatable because you guys touch so many subjects, right? And it can be funny, it can be real. I've seen Chismosa get like really serious on the podcast, and people are there for fucking drama.
I've kind of gotten. I don't know if scared is the word, but I've kind of gotten a little worried about some of the topics we hit sometimes. But I mean, let's just say I hope my house doesn't catch fire anytime soon.
Yeah, but it works out, And one of the things also, like on our podcast, we're very childlike, and I say that in a sense that. We like to have fun. Like sometimes we do the pranks. Sometimes when we go live or we do certain things and there's a lot of times where we also do things, for the community. We do things. There's a lot of. We wear so many hats.
Yeah,
really.
We do good things for the community and then we'll get thrown out of HEB.
Yeah. And we do a lot of good things, Bumper, that we don't publicize.
Well, that. And we were eating dinner and Chismosa show's like, Mom, what are we gonna talk about? I said, don't worry about it. I'm bumping on.
Like I want to prepare.
I got this shit. You know what I mean? But one thing I really wanted to get into, and for the people watching on y'all's behalf, right? Maybe they've never seen Wacky Wednesday. They're followers of the 210 La Chismosa podcast. One thing that you three really, really do is you actually do, and this is to everybody watching, they actually do a lot of stuff for the community with no praise intended, with no going live, they do it out of the kindness of their hearts. Not only has 210 Chismosa podcast started as something fun, right?
Yeah.
Same background as me, right? Started with the phone and a beer bottle and some music, and here we are, right? You guys had your humble beginnings as well. But at the same time, you guys have major sponsors. They have huge sponsorships. That's just unreal. It goes back to saying drama sells, all these things sell. But they don't just use that. They don't just use that for the drama and this. They use it for good. They use it for good. And I really want to touch on that. Like, I think the last thing I saw you guys do, you guys were going to HEB, buying stuff to make dinners for people, and just coming over and hanging out with people who maybe don't get people to come over and have dinner with them.
We did that, and we did it for some like single moms and some of them we didn't record because they didn't want that. But we just went over and hung out with them. You know, like their mom's working 9 to 5s, and they come home and their kids are, you know, it's a lot. Like I mean, I can imagine. I'm at home. I'm lucky to be home, and it's a lot for me sometimes. So I can imagine a mom getting up, having to take the kids to daycare, having to go to work, come home, cook dinner, get it in a whole routine. And just with the kids, like you need that adult time. You need that time, you know, where you can just sit down and talk to your friends.
Just have a break.
Like a downtime, or just sit there and just like associate with adults sometimes. And we did that for a lot of people, and we did a lot of that. We did a lot of like just a lot of time I inbox people and I talk to people. Sometimes my husband will be like, who are you talking to? And I'm like, oh, my friend. And he's like, you never even met him.
Yeah.
But that's my friend.
Yo, there's a lot of people on here that are I'm really good not really good friends with, but it's amazing with social media, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
When you use it for what it's for, it's amazing how many relationships I have with people
Birthdays.
And connections.
that I've never physically
Those
met.
are my grandkids. Shit, I saw them grow up.
You're not lying, like, and then you know it helps. You know, you get to see the kids grow up from far or whatever.
Yeah.
But there's a lot
And
of
I also
people.
get to see all the chisme.
You know, one like my buddy Gumaro, right? I never met the dude. I know he lives somewhere out in the monte, but that motherfucker posts some plates.
And you're like, I want
You're
one.
like, hijo de su chingada madre.
When are you gonna send me
Send me a plate. That's just one person, right?
Yeah.
There's so many. But you know, the podcast allowed you guys to meet so many people.
Yeah.
Yes.
And what I love to see is like when we do fiesta, fanfare, I love to see that people know who they are. If they have a light, a microphone, it's like, oh shit, she's mother.
Yeah.
So, and everybody wants to get on, everybody wants to talk. It's cool,
Yeah.
man. It's really, really cool. And you guys really showcase what I love to showcase about, you know, Wacky Wednesday. I always tell people, like, Bump, what's your show about? It's about our cultura.
Yes. Yeah.
People associated with Tejano music,
Yeah.
and I'm okay with that because it's 99.5% Tejano music. But the last show of the year, it's not about music. It's about
chisme.
It's about chisme, right? It's about the 210 podcast. But Chismosa, you guys are part of our cultura here in San Antonio.
We touch base on a lot of culture things as far as that. And I think going back to that, Bumper, I think like when you were saying we touch base on a lot of things, like I think one time we touched base, and I think this was like one of our biggest, everyone kind of like, why did you bring that up? You know, that one primo, that one tío, and I've seen it on TikTok a lot recently. Like, I think like some girl did, she was like, that one creepy tío. And then they were like, we're not going to let that happen anymore.
Oh, he's what's his name from the movie?
No, I don't know.
Help me, Lorenzo, from the Disney movie. We don't talk about Bruno.
Yes.
Oh, Bruno. Everybody has a fucking Bruno deal, right?
Everybody has a, like,
We don't talk about
but
him.
And we brought that up because I think that's like a big thing in our culture. Like we don't want to say a lot of stuff, but some stuff needs to be talked about. Like we need to open that up. We need to break those, what are they called? Generational curses.
Yeah, generational curses.
Sure.
Yeah.
And I think by doing that, like when we did that, like a lot of people reached out to us and told us like, you know what, you helped me. Like there are older people that reached out and said, you know what, you made me feel like it's okay to talk about it, like 40 years later, 30 years later.
Yeah, because there's secrets, that are kept within because everybody's like, we just don't talk about that.
Yeah, we just don't talk about it. We let it ride. And so, like you were saying, like, we do touch a lot of, we do a lot of things that a lot of people, they think we're just like una bola de chismosas, that we're just out there just stirring the pot, like seeing what we're doing. No, we're actually like, we meet people and they like sometimes I'm at HEB.
Yes.
I just want to go in and get some eggs and milk.
And we get stopped.
An hour, 2 hours, and the lady.
Yes.
Oh, you don't want to be rude, like, my kids are hungry.
And not only that, like they'll stop us sometimes and they're like, hey, what happened with this and what happened with this? They're like
they
real vested in. They want to know more of the story.
Yeah, and like, so funny story. We went to the Peanut Festival, right? So
that's in Floresville, Texas.
Yes, Michelle lives in Floresville, so we're walking down her street to the main street where the parade's at, whatever, right? And we're maybe like half a block away, and like everyone just turns around and like pays
Like the
attention to
parade
them.
came from us.
Like the parade stops basically, and they're like, "Oh, the Chismosa Chismosa is here. And like, so everyone's like, oh, you know, and I'm pretty sure it didn't. It was just perfect timing, but the parade literally stopped for a good like 3 or 4 minutes, and like the whole show just turned
on
around.
us, and I was like, I'm on the spotlight, like, and I mean, I'm not a payasa, like, you know, like, I don't know.
What do you mean not a payasa, dude? This lady was on fucking Univision.
Yeah, the news,
all over the
everything.
United States of America when we had our cold freeze. And she went down the dog aisle and said, chinga, se llevaron todo el pinche comida del perro. So Chismosa, it was funny because I watched it later on all the news channels, on the Spanish news channels. They had taken her little clip that she did from inside the HEB, like, no dejaron carne, toilet paper, nada. Wieners, right? So, you know, you did that. And it was funny because I know how you talk. And on Univision era, no dejaron beep, 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 beep.
Yeah, they had to beep everything.
Somebody was like, if it would have been clean, it would have been perfect.
It would have been perfect, but it was a lot of beeps, and you had to just, you know,
It was just funny.
bleep.
Yes.
I had to go with it, but I haven't forgot what the hell I was talking about.
Talking
I know
about
what
the
we're talking
store
about.
and
We're
cheese
talking
man.
about La Prima making fucking animal noises.
Oh my God,
She's the best, dude. So, have you guys never seen the podcast? They haven't done it in a while.
Well, we haven't
But
done
you
it
guys used to do it.
A lot. But you
Yes.
know what, Bubber? What's funny is because everybody's like, oh, do y'all just do that? Like like literally me and La Prima could just be driving like down to the storage, or we'll be driving somewhere, and like it'll be a nice day. We'll be driving with the windows down, and like somebody will wave, and then she'll be like, rah, rah, like
We're just acting silly.
Yes.
We're just acting silly.
it's just
shit.
something crazy that we've
Yeah.
always done, even since we were little. Just
Hey, now let me tell you a story. The other day, right? We came from HEB and there was this guy standing like on the main street on Steve's, right? And so it's like Steve's in New Braunfels, so he's out there standing, and then so we're passing by, and then he starts looking at us all weird, like he's making these ugly
Oh,
faces.
yeah,
so
so-
we both turn around, we're like
both
making ugly
do
faces,
that to
and then
him.
she's all, "You want to go around again?" And so we went around the block, and we're just like, we went around 3 times, and then to check it out, and we're just messing with this guy,
we're
and then
just making faces
and
like
then
we're
Joel
driving along.
calls. He's like, "Where are you at?" She's all like, "We're like at home.
doing circles
We're,
and
we're at home." And he's like, "I'm watching you. I'm watching you drive away." And we're like, "God, Joel, you messed up our fun because we're having fun messing with the neighbors."
Oh shit!
Oh, my God.
No, dude, it's hilarious. Like my favorite one that La Prima does is the horse. I love the horse sound. Like I can imagine being the guy on the other end, like listening to this girl talk, what I want her to say or whatever, and all of a sudden I hear
The horse.
the caballo
I-
suelto.
Not to say, no, but.
That bitch is Mrs.
No,
Head.
Mrs. That is shit. But let me tell you, so you know, so I call these guys, right? Because there's all these mañosos. You already know, right? There's all these mañosos
Actually,
on
there's
social
one
media.
waiting on us for it to call, so we gotta
And
call
yes,
him.
and I don't know these guys. I do not know them, never spoken to them or anything, right? So I basically prank call them. Right, but they know who I am. But at the end, I'll turn around and say like, "Hey, my
No.
mom's coming" or something,
So
right?
the worst
To
one
play
was,
it off.
so one time, like, so you gotta remember, Michelle gets these people from Facebook, right? Like, they're random people, you know, like what is it? Like, not suggested friends, but hidden messages, or what's it called? Like when you go in there.
Yeah.
So she goes in there and she has like a whole bunch of people in there like messaging. So sepa la chingada how she did it. She ends up adding someone that she already has on her Facebook page. Right? Like, so she messages this guy. We get him on the phone. She's doing the caballo to him, and he's doing it back to her. And, like, they're, like, just having this whole grand old time. And then he leaves, like, this whole comment. Like, I had such a good time with, like and I was all...
Oh, that was
it
the old man, old man
I
Henry.
was like, he knew who you were. He knew when we were doing it. He was still doing it.
Yes. and sometimes these guys, I don't even know them, but they're like over here. They play into it. They start making, and I get them. The thing is to get them to try to make an animal noise,
And they
do it, and that's what makes it more
So
funny.
is
That's the end of the prank call when they make the
Once
animal
they make
noise.
the animals noise, my mom's
Lorenzo,
calling.
I don't know how the fuck you do it, bro. I
I'm
don't know
like,
how you
my mom's
stay-
calling.
Lorenzo, pour me a shot, bro. I see
know,
you
right?
taking shots back there. You been taking shots?
No, we just have a lot of fun. We have a lot of fun.
So we got a whole bunch of people. Let's tell some people on here.
Dale,
We got
dale,
Billy
dale.
Boy, Billy for Orlando. Aquí está Mary Garcia.
Sam.
Nacho reads tu amigo Pete. Ay,
Hey,
Sam
tu amigo
Garcia.
Pete is a badass Tejano DJ, man.
Alice. Hello,
Blanca,
everybody.
Tony, we got Tony Castillo. I don't know, Far West. Barrios. We got a whole bunch of people. Thank you everyone for tuning in again. Thank you if you're coming from the 210 La Chismosa page.
Yes.
Definitely add bumper. We got a whole bunch of stuff. Bonnie just dropped you 1,000 coins. I don't know.
Yeah.
Hey, Bonnie.
Prayers to Bonnie.
Yeah,
she has
Bonnie,
COVID
man.
right now.
And you know what, dude?
Oh,
Bonnie
prayers.
Hernandez is one that's she's always promoting everybody.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Hey,
But you know what? Talking about Chisme, let's talk about that because you know what? I always hear you
she
talking.
has a beautiful voice.
What the hell are you talking about?
Bonnie
Yeah.
Hernandez.
Oh, I thought you were talking about me.
Only
Yo,
way to make the
I'm
horsey
gonna tell you
noises.
like this. If you had Bonnie Hernandez's voice and doing the prank call you did, you were gonna get way more than fucking Animal Calls. I can promise you that. Bonnie Hernandez's
Oh
voice
my God.
is the
Yes.
most like it
Like
just
from when you're like one long time. Remember that commercial was like, pick up the phone.
oh hey,
very
Bonnie would be
seductive.
a billionaire right now. I can-
Yeah.
Her voice is just beautiful. So shout out to
Hey,
Bonnie.
what up?
She's
Shout out,
under the
Bonnie.
weather.
Brother Carlos and Melissa. Yeah, they're waiting for you to take a shot. Carlos and there you go.
Aquí
there
in
you go.
Nashville. Hello
Shout-
from Nashville.
Hello
Who's
from
watching
Carlos.
from Nashville?
I don't know. We got a whole
Roland
bunch of
Hernandez.
Raymondville. We got somebody from Raymondville.
Who's what? Hey,
Hey,
who's
my
what?
tia
Gloria.
lives in Raymondville.
Oh, y la tia. Oh, Lorenzo is dying to get in the pickle jar, and la tia
That's what he
refuses
wants.
to put him in there.
I think she thinks I'm a real lawyer. She's scared.
Well,
Hey,
here goes. Cheers.
Here's a shot
Cheers.
to
Cheers.
2023, to Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, to La Chismosa 210 podcast,
Happy New Year's.
to
Thank
the
you. Happy
future of
New
Bumpers
Year's.
Wacky Wednesday, and to everybody watching. If you guys have something to drink, cheers to you guys.
Yes.
Right
Cheers.
Good one.
Cheers.
Right here. We
I got
don't
my
know-
water.
I don't know what it is.
No,
Tequila.
I got the bottle back here. That's what I'm gonna take. No, estoy jugando.
Yeah, so talking about that, but like, I think there's a lot of people, and it's like a very big industry. Everything that's going on, like as far as the Tejano, like me coming into something like this, you got to remember. I mean, I don't know how deep, like you were always like in the Tejano world or what was going on, but I'm new to it. Like I'm new to everything, to the Tejano, to the podcast, to the Tejano Music Award, to all of this stuff, and I see it, and I see. Like being a chismosa, like, oh, this is not just something that this is who I am. Like, trust me, like, I'm always looking at something. Just like this week, like, my daughter was at a chicken competition and I know it was rigged. So if you're watching it, I know it was rigged. Because
She was saying it out in
I
love.
was saying it openly. I even took a picture of the man.
San Antonio Independent School District?
No, it was the freaking chicken, Bear County chicken.
The Bear County Junior Livestock. Hey,
Bear
but-
County, yes.
FFA?
Yes, tell me why the guy runs the rodeo is in the damn competition. Like, what is he doing
Well,
there?
it's only rigged if he won.
But he didn't win. But so the guy who did win, right? The guy who did win, the guy who was like he was feeling up the chickens and all the mañoso. He was a true cock checker.
For real, we're like, he's a true one.
Yeah, he was a true cock checker.
Oh,
He's
shit.
like feeding up the chicken's breast, right? Like,
Yeah.
So before the competition, he's out there and he's with this certain group of people that have their chickens, and he's like feeling up the chickens. And I don't know why, it caught my eye, and I was looking over there and I was like, what's going on over there? Because he was checking the chickens, measuring them.
Pinche old McDonald was being mañoso.
Yes, no. So then,
With
like
the
he
chickens.
goes and then he puts his sacco on, because the butcher sacco, right? Like he has a butcher sacco, and then he goes in the ring, and I was like, wait a minute, he was just feeding those people's chickens up. Like, why didn't he come feel everybody's chicken? Why just that group? So then the people that he was feeding up, they end up winning the grand champion or grand marshal or
Pinche best cock.
So I'm going to be Lorenzo.
Cock
Could
of
it
the
be
year.
that he caught that chicken caught his eye?
That
and he
cock
just wanted-
caught his eye?
He wanted to verify that
No, because
he
the
wanted to
competition
verify
hadn't
that
even
that
started.
cock was as firm and as what he called it as Esau. And
So it was a
he's
big
winning.
cock. It was a big cock.
The competition hadn't even started. So he shouldn't have been out there, the mañoso, touching people's cocks.
Oh my God.
Well, he was
doing
an
that.
expert.
Okay, well, anyway, that's
So I
not
don't
my
want to
story.
ruin anyone's day, but technically they're all hens.
No, there were cocks.
Oh, there was cocks
There
there
was
too?
cocks.
There were
We
cocks.
had two groups. We had hens and cocks. He even announced it. Can y'all bring all the cocks to the front?
Oh, shit, dude.
Dude, I wish I would have been there. I would have just walked up there and been like,
So I
"Did
was
somebody call me?"
very disappointed, and I was.
Yeah.
And I think that had to do with why my daughter placed so high in the competition, because I was saying it very loudly that it was rigged, and then he knew who I was. That I was very upset because I don't know if anybody else caught it, but I sure caught it, and I said it.
So I wasn't even there, but I'm assuming this was a white dude.
Well, I'm not gonna say anything like that, but anyway. Back to my story. What I'm trying to say is that I'm very observant. So I was seeing that, and I was seeing how the people were like people move weird, you know, and I get it. I guess because to me, this is fun to me. Everything that I do as part of this, like, si me quitan el pinche microphone, they're like, Cecilia, you can never go do a TikTok, you can never do on Instagram, you can never be okay. Well, I mean, I'm still gonna watch it, but I won't be on it. Not a big deal. But there's some people who actually this is their living. This is what they do.
They make a living off of it.
And they make a living off of it, and they move differently. And at all costs, they'll do whatever. They'll break a friendship. They'll break, disrupt anything just to make themselves look good. And
isn't it called? What do they call that? The young kids call that the
cock blocking. No.
What was the subject like?
the clout.
Yeah, the clout.
The clout, like they'll chase
Yes,
they'll do
chase the
anything
clout.
for the clout. Like I'm not gonna do, like, if one of my kids were to come and one of my kids were to say like, "Hey mom, ya nombre te sales de la madre, like don't be doing that shit no more." Like you're like, you know, I would be like, okay, like I'm sorry, like I'm not gonna do it no more because. But there's some people that will take it to that next level. And they'll be like, well, I don't care. This is me. Like, it's about me. Like, I want to be something. And I think it goes back to our dance competition thing. When we were doing that, like, we were willing to work with anybody because we wanted it to be a successful event.
Right. For sure.
Right? But then there's people who take it and they're like, oh, no, this is all about me. I'm making it happen. I'm the main. No, it wasn't even about that. Like,
It's just about a Tejano dance contest.
we were trying to bring the
just
whole...
because you wear
Speaking
six
about
fucking
that,
outfits
shout out
doesn't
to
mean it's
Big
six
Boy,
people.
Big Boy from K Alamo 98.9. He's watching right there. Big Boy, what's up, man?
What's up, Big
Thank you for
Boy?
tuning in.
Aye. And Scooby-Doo's trying to call me. Can't call me right now. I'm on live.
Chinga. He said, y'all were talking about me. Somebody just hit me
Yes,
up and
I
I'm
know.
trying to...
Yes. No. So I was saying about that, but like, you know, like talking about chisme and all that stuff. Like, I think, and that's where a lot of my chisme comes from, because I'm very observant and I see the way people move, and I'm like, damn, that's kind of messed up. You know, like, even like when you're saying like there's all these Tejano Music Awards. Like, at one time, I think it was like 6 different people.
Hey, hablando de él, could we start our own music awards?
Yeah, like anybody could
Bumper,
start
there
their
you
own
go,
music
there you
award.
go.
And I felt like those people that were on those music awards, like
Tejano music is off limits tonight, guys.
oh jeez.
No, just fucking
Oh, jeez.
No.
Let's go back to the cock.
You're right. About 3 or 4 weeks ago, that was in the Tejano world.
Yeah.
That was like the joke, right? Like everybody was like, "Well, I'm gonna make an awards or another awards or
Yeah,
this and
like-
that." The way I see it, and I'm being serious. The way I see it is, anybody wants to spend money and showcase anybody, whether you think they're deserving or not,
That's on you.
it's on you,
Yeah.
right?
Waste all the money you want.
But I mean, at the end of the day, it's still shedding light on our genre.
Yeah.
It's making it relevant,
It is.
right?
Whether it
you
be-
you might think that this award show is better than this one, and that's okay, or this one holds heavier than this one. Again, it's all your own opinion. You know what I'm saying? But it's speaking of Tejano music and Chismosa on the podcast, you know, those are a lot of our phone calls. Chismosa calls like, "Mom, I want to do this, but I don't know a fucking thing about fucking Tejano
Yeah,
music."
I
Right?
don't know. Like,
Or somebody comes to her and she's like, "I want to do this, but I need a Tejano group. I got the guy. Let me call my boy right
Yeah,
now.
I'm just like Bumper.
Yeah, call Bumper. He'll give you the right thing." But it's like night and day, right? Like we complement each other in a sense. Like some people have come to me like, "Hey,
Why do you work with her?
Why do you work with Chismosa?" I'm like, "Hey, bro, do you know her?" "No, but isn't it like?" I'm like, "See, you're just assuming. You're assuming. You don't know her personally. You don't know Prima personally. You don't know Lorenzo personally, right? These dudes do a lot of stuff for the community, right? They do a lot of good things that go unnoticed. But at the same time, I love it because it's part of who we are.
Yeah.
All you're doing is we're laughing and shedding light on each other. And it's okay to laugh, right? Laughter is a cure to a lot of illness.
Like we're not
really
making
is.
fun of nothing. This is who we really are. And I think that's another thing too, because this is really like I'm really a chismosa anymore. Like that's who I am.
Don't even read
I'm
Big
really la
Boy's.
prima.
Don't read Big Boy's comment.
Let me see. I don't even know. Maybe he blocked me.
His name is Frank Di Santiago.
Oh, Dios. What did he say? Well, I don't know. I see Rooster.
He said, "What's up, party people?"
No, he says I want to make my own award show and hand out.
Oh,
You see,
okay.
that's what I mean.
Jose says the words don't mean shit anymore.
Hey, you know what, Big Boy? You got to invite me and Chismosa to one of your radio shows, and we're gonna infiltrate your radio show. And we're just gonna sit around and but cleanly.
Yeah,
right,
cleanly, of course.
I was about to say,
I've already been schooled on that. I cannot talk because I was on Rudy's show. And he was like, he even bleeped me out, I think, one time because I said cabrona or cagona.
No, yeah, so KDA doesn't have a dump button. So he had to, like, cut that mic, like, mid-sentence.
So, yeah.
Shit, man. Hey, for everybody just joining us, welcome to Bumpers Wacky Wednesday. My guest tonight for the last show of 2022 is La Chismosa 210 podcast. Based right here out of San Antonio. If you've never seen Chismosa, you've been hiding under a rock. And that goes, again, if your algorithm is Tejano, you have come across La Chismosa 210. A lot of people try to imitate her. A lot of people try to use the 210. A lot of people try to be
But you know what, Bumper?
the TikTok queens,
Exactly.
the YouTube queens.
They even tried to change, like, I think, like, at one time there was somebody called Little Chismosa, and then she tried to take the little off just to be Chismosa.
Yeah.
Did you call her out or what?
For what? Like, she knows.
So I'm going to ask you this.
She gained 20 pounds. She wasn't little no more.
You have Lorenzo right here with you, right? I'm going to ask you right now on the air, live, because if the way you answer this question, you better be at the courthouse tomorrow morning at whenever that son of a bitch opens. So
Yeah.
I hope you're ready for the question.
And yes, I know your question.
Is La Chismosa 210 registered at the Bexar County Courthouse?
Yes.
Yes, it is.
Sas, cabrones. There you
It
go.
is.
Right
It is
there.
registered.
Yes.
Lorenzo's like, I made her fucking do that.
No,
I made her go down there and do
All
that.
the checks are written out to 210 La Chismosa. So.
Nah, it's
Well, what's funny is when we went down there to do it, we looked up. I'm not gonna say whose name, but we looked up someone else's name that you think would have done it because she comes from a family that has a background in journalism and that whose paper had that issue before, and their name wasn't registered. So I may or may not have registered that name as well.
So that would be some really big cheese.
You see, that's how fucking Cheeseman starts. You see how Lorenzo, these fuckers, they poke, and they, you might not know who they talking about, but if somebody who's watching, they know.
All I'm saying
that
is
fucker's talking about me.
Them 2 for $1 tacos are hot.
Oh,
Hello from Ohio.
shit, dude.
Hello, everybody.
Hello, Frank.
So yeah, man, for everybody joining us, thank you guys for joining us. I hope you guys have something cold to drink, or some tequila, whatever. Me and
some,
Lorenzo
yes.
over here are taking part in some tequila. And speaking about drinking and having a good time, before we go on with the show, I want to talk about something. Tomorrow, and remember I told you guys a little bit earlier, if you're watching, Chismosa, the podcast, has huge sponsors. Like bumper sponsors are nothing. Hey, my sponsors are everything to me.
Yes.
But she has a very big sponsorship. And so tomorrow, if you guys are into the NCAA college football, tomorrow the University of
San
Texas, the Longhorns, are down here playing Washington, right?
Yeah.
Washington, Texas.
So the Huskies,
We're playing the Huskies.
right? So
Washington
the
Huskies.
Longhorns versus the Huskies. A lot of people are here in the 2-0, and so college football is known to tailgate. So this guy right here, and this girl over here, and this girl over here have put together a tailgate. Right now, if you come to my neighborhood and you break into a car, you're probably gonna get fucking drunk. Right? I'm just gonna tell you right now, there is a vehicle out here that's loaded down with alcohol right now.
Yes.
I won't mention any names, but Lorenzo's vehicle is parked right out front, right in front of the house.
And you're gonna get
The
drunk.
truck, the little blue truck.
So if you guys are coming down to watch the Longhorn game,
Definitely come stop by our booth.
You gonna have flags or anything?
Yeah, we're gonna have the 210 Chismosa along with our sponsor, who is Ray Diaz, the accident attorney injury here in San Antonio. Ray Diaz sponsored this event. He's given us a big amount. We're gonna have free beer. We're gonna have chili. We're gonna have what else are we having, Lorenzo? I gotta make sure I can't just say stuff.
Who's making the chili?
Beer pong,
We'll be doing
shots.
it there.
We're gonna make it there.
We'll be making it there on site. We'll be right next to it should be either Kielbasa or HEB, but we'll be in the Kielbasa circle. So in other words, where we're parked is where all the free shit's coming out.
Where all the big sponsors
Where
are.
all the big sponsors are at.
Hell yeah, that's what I'm talking. I didn't get invited, but you know, I just throw them under the bus like that. You know what I mean?
We told you. You said you're gonna watch the Cowboy game because you're rooting for them.
I will. I'll be watching the Titans versus the Cowgirls. I'll never say Cowboys, the Cowgirls.
Oh, my
even though I
God.
just did say that.
Yes.
Yeah, to everybody watching, just showing this late. Tomorrow, you're getting your ass kicked. To all the Dallas Cowboy fans
hell
out
no.
there.
We're going to end the show right now.
Tomorrow it commences to your month of December where you just crumble and crash. The Titans are going to put a whipping on you.
Yes.
In Tennessee. Shout out to my boys that are out there. Rob.
So they went to the game?
No, check this out. So my boy Rob, who is the sound guy for David Lee Garza Los Musicales, Cesar, who's the lead vocalist of Los Musicales,
Is out
David
there.
Lee, right? He's a Cowboys fan, Cesar is, and Rob is a Titans fan.
Oh, so they
And Rob's my neighbor. We live in the same hood, so you know we hang out together, whatever, because we're Titan fans. So months ago he's like, "Bump, let's fly out. Let's do this." And I said, "Man, I'm too busy. Like I'm not gonna be able to." But they bought the tickets, Southwest Airlines,
and they're gonna get canceled,
right? So they flew from San Antonio to Nashville. So they thought they leave San Antonio, they fly into Houston to catch a connecting flight to Nashville.
and they get stuck.
And they're 10 minutes late here to take off. So show up 10 minutes late to Houston. Show up to the gate 10 minutes before the next flight's to leave. Well, the gate's already closed.
Oh,
So Southwest, instead of saying like, okay, we'll get y'all on, they're like, nah, you guys got to catch another flight at 8 o'clock in the morning. Oh. Right? So they said, screw it. They rented a car and they drive the 12 hours to Nashville, right? So shout out to them. They're out there in Nashville.
So that ended up being a longer drive than they would have just left
Right,
from San Antonio.
I think they just got a one-way. They just got a one-way ticket there. They're gonna hopefully the airlines are back up and they can fly back home, right? Hey, but their luggage was there.
At least
Their
they
luggage
lost.
made it
They already knew
to
to get
Nashville.
there.
All right, so I'm already getting Telocico, Cowboy
enojaron,
Nation.
ya, se
Yup,
enojaron
boy,
todos.
Cowgirls. The Tennessee, there you go. Tell them, Rod, tell them. The Tennessee what?
The Tennessee titties.
The Tennessee Titty.
From Oilers to Titties.
Real quick, because I know people have been asking. I know a lot of people have actually been asking about our merch. We're probably going to be doing that at the beginning of the year. And one thing I do want to bring to attention, because we've been having an issue on our Facebook page. They've been posting like links on comments and everything. So
We're
about
not selling
merchandise.
shirts.
So we're not selling shirts right now. And if anybody is going to be selling shirts, it will be directly from me or Cecilia. So we're the only ones distributing, or Lorenzo. But so right now we're not selling any shirts, and I know a lot of people are asking. So if you bought any shirts from that website, you could try to dispute it with your bank or try to go through that website or to get your money back.
What they were doing, Bumper.
Damn, y'all are that big for because they're copying your shit.
You know what they were doing, Bumper? So they were posting a repost of a picture because during the Pride, we were in the Pride Parade, remember?
Yeah.
So we had like those Pride shirts that we were giving away, we're throwing out into the people. We had posted them like the shirts, and then somebody would they would go in there and they were like, "Oh, just got my shirt, thank you." And I guess like our other admins were just approving it because it's our shirt. Maybe they just got it. We don't know. They don't know. So they were just approving it. They'd go back and edit it and be like, go to this website to get this shirt. Mm-hmm. And then they were putting their stuff on there. I was like, mira que cabrones. At least send me that $5 more chance.
Hey, this is a great question. Question from Big Boy.
Okay.
He's like, La Chismosa crew, is there any topic you refuse or feel uncomfortable to cover?
I don't think so.
I don't think so. I think most of the time we try to cover what we have our mindset on, but there is times where we get into the topic and we'll get into a conversation. Sometimes we won't say things like we'll have to reword certain things because we don't want to.
But as far as like a topic,
but
I think everyone has we've covered every topic. Like not that we've covered it, but they've brought it to us and we've touched on it. So just like I think I called you, Bumper, about that whole firewoman thing. Like, even at that, like, I was kind of like, oh, do I talk about it? Do I not talk about it? And I was like, fuck it. I'm just going to say what I feel, how I feel. And we talked about it.
And you called me on it.
And I called you on it.
So again, and I just want people to show, like, what goes on beyond, what goes behind before what you see on the podcast, right? Mm-hmm. I literally getting off of work, and Chismosa comes like, Bump, I need your opinion on something. I'm like, what? She goes, have you heard about the firefighting shit? And I'm like, no, Chismosa, what the fuck do you mean fire?
Well, because the news.
No, it wasn't the news, right?
No. The news didn't even want to talk about it.
They refused to cover it.
The news refused to cover it. So me lo tiran a mí, like, I'll throw her under the bus, que se caga ella.
Well,
like,
because it goes to what Big Boy just asked, right? It's a subject that people don't want to cover because
touchy about,
because you will lose viewers.
Yeah.
You will lose viewers, and they know that.
Well, you know that's funny because my daughter, like, you know, like we were talking about clout and all that. My daughter said, I'm surprised you're not canceled yet. And I was like, what does that mean? And she's like, because you say some stuff that other
people will be like, fuck it, we're not going to listen to you no more.
And I'm like, but I've always, like, I guess, like, I just say how I feel. And I always stay like, hey, but if you want to feel another way, like, go for it. Like, I'm not telling you not to. This is just how I feel.
So let's bring it up. So you guys get a taste. If you're watching from Bumpers Wacky Wednesday and you've never seen La Chismosa 210 podcast, we're going to get into a little bit of how their podcast goes, right?
Yeah.
The subject we're talking about is here in San Antonio, there's a female firefighter or females that were going to the firefighting school that were being, they were, in a sense, they were passing them because they needed more females in our fire department.
The city had an initiative to get more female firefighters. It had been going for several months, and they really weren't getting. They were getting applicants, but they weren't getting as many students. Or basically, what was happening is they weren't passing the test. So then they created another set of requirements. Basically lowered the standards for females. So they had a male standard and a female standard.
So
it's similar to like boot camp in the military, right?
Yeah.
Like
and so I think
the
that's
women need to do less push-ups. They have more time to run their
but
bio,
they
etc.
But okay, so Chismosa called me because she's like, okay, Mom's in the Marines, or he was in the Marine Corps. Let me. I know why she called me, because she's like, let me get his take, because I'm gonna tell you the way I see it.
Yeah.
And I'm like her. Right, like I'm gonna tell you, it might not be what you want to hear, but I'm gonna fucking say it, right? So when it came to this, and we're giving you an example of what you're missing out on La Chismosa 210 podcast. So I told Chismosa, like, okay, if my family's in a fire, my fat ass weighs 222 pounds. If you can't pick up my fat ass and take me through a window and save my life,
exactly.
Then you probably shouldn't be the person breaking into my house trying to save people.
my life. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So a bunch of stuff happened. The news didn't want to have anything to do with it, but I know there was a lot of people, probably firemen, in San Antonio, that were like, hey, you know what? Like, this ain't cool. Like,
because
what if they got to come and save one of us?
It might become like a liability, right?
No,
it's a liability
and then it was
because
to the point where they were not allowed to talk about it. Like the fire department, the fire boys, the men that were firemen were not supposed to even say
or bring it up.
Like, hey, she shouldn't do that job. Because once they said that, like, apparently, like, it was, like, attacking the female or something. But at the same time, I was like, bullshit. Like, if you can't do the job, you better not send her to save my ass. Like, you know what I mean? Because she can't do it.
But are we talking about the skinny Chismosa, skinny porn Chismosa, or the fat porn Chismosa?
You're talking about the Chismosa right now.
But you know what? And I was just thinking about it because I know we were touching on this subject. And my thing is that, like when they pull like statistics and diversity, right? They have to have sometimes X amount of females, males, and then different races, right? They all have to be like split up into different like brackets, right? Because then they'll start saying, well, how come we don't have that many females? And females may be fighting for it, right? Because you get the females that are wanting to do a job that a male does, right?
My thing was, and this is like I'm getting into it now because the thing was that because there are even some guys that ese pinche flaco is not able to carry all this. Like that's the thing. Like, hey, no.
You're absolutely right. I mean that's what I say. So again, we're not. A la chingada saludos de Australia. Hey, good morning to you, mate. Good morning. You're watching Bumpers Wacky Wednesday on a Friday morning.
Yes.
Have another shrimp on the barbie. There you go. But no, so these are the subjects that they bring up, right? Because news. Can you imagine KSAT or Ken's taking that and saying, the newscaster saying like, yeah, I don't agree with that. Like if a female can't do it, she shouldn't be a firefighter.
Yeah.
That motherfucker will be without a job in 2 days. Hey, guess what? We can't get fired.
Yep. We can get canceled.
Shit, I can get fired from my regular job like that.
So when they asked me to talk about it, like somebody sent it to me because I got a lot of people, and that's the thing. You know, when he asked that, there's a lot of people, Bumper, that come to me and they're like, can I trust you? I'm like, I'm the Chismosa. Like, of course, you can trust me not to say your name, but you can't trust me with what you're going to tell me because I'm going to say
I ain't saying shit no more.
But so like this one was one of them. Like it was somebody and they were like, the news doesn't want to talk about it. It's going to come out eventually, but they're trying to figure out a way to come about it and say it. So,
okay. So
next time you hear
to
about
close this subject, my last thing I'll say on it is like, if a female can do exactly what the male can do,
then let him.
There should be no. You should
There's not a problem.
Just because they're female, that doesn't mean shit. If they can do the job, let them do the job. Right? But when it comes to things like that, like firefighting, life-saving stuff, you can't make a female's stuff lower than the male, because in reality, it's not going to be lower.
Because they want more females. You're right.
This is San Antonio, homie. We a little hefty on this side of the world.
No, you're right. And it should be like requirements the same all across the board. Because if they could do it and they could meet those requirements, then they're able to measure up to those protocols. You know what I mean?
Is that a Florida?
They were.
They talking in the peanut festival area. But that was some serious shit right there.
To circle back to Big Boy's question and kind of like draw out from that specific subject. So when Cecilia first approached me about it too, it's like, well, do we want to go there? And it's kind of like, well, I think the reason why we talk about a lot of the things we do is because we're able to look at it from a different perspective. So, when you first look at that question, it was like, oh, we're attacking female firefighters. But it's like, well, no, I mean, male, female, transgender, like the issue isn't should female firefighters do this. It's should we have lower standards for any class? Because it's, so the issue was, should they lower the standards for females? And is that right or is it wrong? But it's like, okay, we'll flip it. If we lowered the standard, we said we didn't have enough African-American firefighters, so we're going to lower the standards for African-Americans. Or we don't have enough Hispanic firefighters, so we're going to, like, when you make it about something else, then, like, obviously, like, no, that's racist. Why would you do that? But, why can we do it for gender? And
then I told him, I was like, also, I think me and Lorenzo talked about this, too, because I was like, right now we have a lot of women activists, like, equal opportunity, equal this. If they're lowering the standards, that's not equal. Yeah. Like, that's a slap in the face. Like, I'm throwing it to you, and you're not even earning it. Like, you're getting it from the bottom. Because, you know what I mean? So it was just
they can't handle it, so they have to lower those requirements.
Yeah. And that's the first thing I told Cecilia when she told me about it. Because it's like honestly, I'm probably maybe the second biggest feminist in this room. Not the second.
What is it? The second one?
The second biggest feminist.
I'm telling you, like me and Lorenzo, I think bump heads the most. Like one time we were arguing for probably a whole hour, and then I had to stop myself because I realized that I'm like, we're on the same team. Why are we arguing? And I told him that, and he's like, well, can't you just entertain me for a little while?
So she's like, no, I you got to be what you say, right? Yes. You got to be able to agree to disagree.
Yeah, but it also gets you thinking.
Speaking of agreeing and disagreeing, I didn't say I lost. because I don't defriend anybody, right? If you don't like my thoughts or my fucking posts, then fucking unfriend me, right?
Yeah.
That's the way I see it. But dude, during the Biden-Trump thing,
Oh,
holy
my
Oh yeah,
God.
a lot of, you know
boy.
what? A lot of close friends were unfriending each other because
Yes.
of their political
Like,
views.
you know, and my wife would be like,
ridiculous.
That dude's your friend? Like, I'm like, babe, that's my homie. I grew up
Yeah.
with him. If that's the way he feels, that's his opinion.
Déjalo.
He can just the way I feel. He can feel the same way. You can agree, and there's so many people that they. I'm not even gonna tell you. They know how I feel, right, about a certain person, and as soon as I post something, it's weird, right? Because that algorithm, like,
It like throws at everybody.
these people don't ever post on shit you write. The minute you put TRUMP in lowercase, just for the record, in lowercase, TRUMP in lowercase. All these comments, like, damn, dog, I ain't heard from you in 8 months.
Yeah, I didn't even know you're still my friend. Yeah.
And now you're commenting on my shit. So it must know. Facebook knows, like, hey, this some bitch hates when you talk about this. Hey, look what just this guy posted.
Hey, they're instigating.
Hey,
you know
you
what?
think you're
But you know what? I just think, like, especially like at our age, like everybody should be adults. It doesn't have to get to that point, you know what I mean? Where you're like, oh, because you're going for...
Yeah, I just feel like los aguantamos con 4 años o el otro weekend los dos puedo 4 more
It's
years with
just
this
kinda
person.
crazy.
You know, ni modo, like, let's see what's going to happen.
So let me ask you. This is what I say with politics, right? Raza, we're the worst.
Yeah, and
But Mom, what the fuck are you talking about? We were talking about the podcast. Let me tell you, Chismosa's podcast has gotten so big that it's even gotten to the political realm.
yeah.
Yes.
These guys are out there courting freaking people running for fucking office.
Yes.
And telling people to get out there and vote.
We're not gonna announce it tonight, but there's gonna be a pretty big announcement
Yeah.
coming soon.
But I'm just saying, like, what's really awesome is that people are entrusting you because they know Raza is watching you. Maybe for
Exactly.
not the reasons they want you to be watching them, but if
they're
you
watching.
say it, they're gonna be like, well, fuck it, Chismosa said it,
So-
I'm gonna go and
so
vote.
check this
I
out.
haven't voted never, but I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go vote.
So, Bumper, so as everybody knows, we do like a whole bunch of stuff. We would do like Loteria night. And then we were doing like Loteria night. We're being there all crazy, una bola de locas. You know, we had the tias there and the cousins. Like, we had a full house. And then all of a sudden it got real quiet. And everybody, I was like, pues, ¿quién llegó? Like, what the hell happened? We had a state representative come to our thing just to meet us and to tell us that if anything we needed and that she wanted us, like, she was there to support
So
us.
the state rep was all about
And I was
chismeando.
like, oh my God, like, it was kind of weird. Like, I was like, what? Like, even I told my mom, well, I don't know what the hell she wants me to do. Like, I'm a chismosa. Like, there's not much. Like, but then the same thing, like, it's true because you gotta tell people to vote. And a lot, like, when you were saying, like, what did I get from this bumper? Like, there's a lot of things I got. Like, the voting part, like, before I was one of those people who were just like, I'm one person. What's my vote gonna matter? But it does. Like,
Now it's important to you, right?
now it's important to me to get my kids up there. And then when I think about it, like, now, like, I'm always thinking about stuff, but my daughter's 18 and she's in high school. And I'm thinking, like, well, shit, she can vote.
Yeah.
Imagine how many other kids there that can vote. Imagine if all those kids would vote, how big of a difference it was.
It would make.
So we lived on the reservation in Nevada for a while. And I still follow, like, a lot of stuff in there. And they just had an election so they have, like, a council, and they're like, it's the president of their nation. Yes.
Yeah.
So their president of the nation won by 9 votes. By 9 votes.
So it tells you it's important.
It's important because when people say every vote matters, it does.
It does.
It does.
But Chismosa, here's the thing, and Bumper's gonna get in the soapbox, right? Because it's my show and I can do that. Hey, but just goes to show you what a podcast has done. If a state rep is coming to sit down with La Chismosa to let her know, like, whatever you guys need, let me know. Hey, I'm not here for you to say the vote for me, but just get people to go out there and vote. Period.
Yes.
And it's the influence, you know what I mean? It's the influence, and I think a lot of people, like in San Antonio, has seen us as a voice to our people.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. They see you guys as a voice, right? But as Raza, so I was going right. I'm talking about my soapbox. As Raza, what our everyday people that go to work and do what they're supposed to do, what we don't stop to think how strong the Chicano buying power is in the United States of America. 1. 2, we are the fastest growing population than any other race in the United States.
Yeah.
We are the fastest growing Latin, the fastest growing Hispanic, whatever you want to put us under. We are the fastest growing population. Here in a few years, we are going to be the majority. But how is it that we are the least represented in anything? We're the least. Why? And I'm going to tell you why.
Because no los metemos en nada.
Because we don't.
Yeah.
You're
See,
right.
we're on the same sheet of music. Because we are taught to go to work, take care of our families, and that's it.
That's it.
What
stay
happens
quiet.
outside your home, it doesn't matter to you. It does, like you said earlier, the president, they're going to change in 4 years. Who gives a shit?
Yeah.
It doesn't mean nothing to us. But that's the president. That's the furthest away from you. It's the local. It's where you live. It's your county, your city commissioners. Like, those are the people that you should be researching and voting for. But I think as raza, we're raised so much like, hey, we get blinders. Like, this is what's important to us.
Yes.
Family, our faith, right? That's it.
Yeah. And could you imagine like what a difference it would make for, for our culture to stand up, right? To make create a voice, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
Because I mean, we could talk about this, like you have all different races, and you see how they're proactive in their communities and their
not.
cultures, and we're not.
And
And
I
can
always
you
use,
imagine the
it's funny
difference?
you say that, Prima, because it's funny you always say it, because I always say, like, hey, if an African American is on the corner and he gets shot, like,
Están todos.
right, he gets shot, dude, you can guarantee that tomorrow, within 4 to 5 hours, that place is going to be full of African Americans freaking protesting, telling the cops, like, if they were innocent, right? Whatever.
Yeah.
Raza, what do we do? No, hombre.
That's
¿Por qué
porque
estaba
estaba
ahí?
allá.
Pinche pendejo, ¿por qué te... Hey, you should have been at home. You shouldn't have been out there.
andar
Right
en la
away.
calle.
That's how we think.
But you know what? That's talking about that and going back to the generational curses and stuff like that. Bumper, I always, I don't know, like ever since I was growing up, like I grew up in a whole different, like I don't know, I don't want to say like, oh, it was a bad situation or stuff, because it was like, it wasn't. I had a lot of family always around me, but credit, talking about like voting, credit, stuff like that. Bumper, like one time I met someone and she's still in my life, a real good friend of ours, Chris. And she's like real big on like credit, fix your credit. And when I met her,
Tell her to come see me, because I need to feel like
well,
that.
listen to this, Bumper. So she told me, like when I first met her, like maybe 4 or 5 years ago, add your kids to your credit card. And I said, add them. She's like, yeah, add them, tear up the card, throw it away. And I did. And my son, my oldest son, he went to go get like buy furniture. And he goes and the guy types up his information. And then he looks at my son, and my son's white with blue eyes, like, wait a minute. And then he looks at me, and he looks at my son again. And then the manager comes, and I'm like, oh, shit, like, did you do some credit fraud, or what the hell's going on? And the guy's like, oh, no, sir, you got a $10,000 credit. What do you need here in the store? And I was like, because he's never had anything.
Y el hijo, I'll take that,
Yes,
I'll take that, I'll take that.
but like that's what I mean. Like the voting, the credit, it's stuff that we as our people need to start doing.
We're
because
like naive to it.
We're
Yeah,
naive
like
to, we don't see that how big and how important. Shoot, my mom used my credit when I was 12. Tenía el pinche cable, the light, the water, everything in my name. And now that I didn't like do this for my kids, like I see a big difference. And Chris is really,
Y'all are seeing the other side of La Chismosa.
yeah,
I
you know
told
what I mean?
you.
Because y'all think
I
I'm
told
crazy
you.
because she's also like, but there but it's gonna be a new year, like like when things are going so good for you, have you ever had that feeling like, damn, I'm just waiting for something bad to happen?
Something's coming
because it's been that year for me. Like everything has been going good, and I'm just like, shit, tomorrow something's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Something's gonna happen. But it's because like what do they say, like when you're just surround yourself with people and you're just doing good stuff and you're just blessed and things just keep getting better and better. That's how I feel. Like even right now, just to be sitting here with you, hanging out, doing stuff, and talking to everybody who's watching us. Who I don't know how many people are watching us, but it's
How many
just
people are watching?
how many people we got? We got like
No, let
120.
it- yeah,
you got like
okay.
128, but it's just I wish we could help everyone, help our raza do stuff.
Yeah.
And that's
Share the knowledge. Share the knowledge. A lot of people don't like to share.
La prima is super knowledgeable on credit. You need credit repair? Ask La prima. She knows every shortcut. Hey, you think Lorenzo's good? La prima's just as good. No.
Yeah.
We all have our.
Hey, speaking of credit and money and all that stuff, right? Hey, if you guys are like, if you're one of those people that, you're into like, you're like, hey, I want to try flipping a house or some shit. I need some money. Hit up my people at Afinas Capital, 210-883-8462. In there is a little Tejano too. Rick Valderrama also helps out these guys as well. Afinas Capital, 210-883-6462. No credit score needed. Right? Lots of lucky about it. Hey, I'm in. No credit score needed. I'm in. Right? No credit score. No tax returns. They don't ask for any of that. They'll help you guys out. So make sure you hit them up at 210-883-6462. And also, All My Sons Self-Defense. If some of you ladies out there got yourself a pistol for Christmas, and maybe you've never owned a firearm ever in your life. I
just got cleared. Now I can get a gun.
Okay, well, if you get a gun, make sure you hit up my people at All My Sons Self-Defense at 210-375-5822, and they will give you a discount if you tell them that you saw the commercial on Bumpers Wacky Wednesday. They're a family-oriented business, and they'll give you all the knowledge you need to know about carrying a weapon, right? Because now everybody can open carry.
Yeah.
But talking about that. So we did a class a while back, something similar to that, Bumper, and it was kind of crazy because my husband had the gun, and then we were going somewhere, and I was like, you can't bring the gun in here because it had some numbers on the wall. What is that? Remember that lady?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
3007
yeah, she had said something, and then he was all like, because like you said, it's the Wild Wild West here in Texas. Like anybody could carry a gun,
Well, that's what people. I think that's what the governor likes to portray us, right? Like we're the Wild Wild West. This is Texas, motherfucker. We all got a gun.
Yeah, but everybody got horses and guns and boots y todo el pedo. You know what I mean? Trucks working at the telemarketing company.
Like that.
My God. So those are classes that are really, really informative because, he walked in and I was like, you got to take that thing out of here. You can't be in here with that. And he's like, how do you know? I was like, something about those numbers. Anyway.
I saw numbers.
I saw numbers that did not allow it. It was a code. Anyway, let's go to something else.
You just showed us how, we're a good way through the show. We have La Chismosa 210 podcast, and it was really looking forward all week since my last podcast last Wednesday.
Well, let's do a crank call. Prank call.
Oh, yikes.
Let's do a prank call.
I need it right by my side. Shut up.
Hey, but whose phone are we going to use?
Hers.
Okay, so let me. I'm gonna disconnect my Bluetooth.
Okay.
Right. So turn your Bluetooth on.
Let me see.
And look for the Rodecaster Pro. So guys, this show is live. It's not pre-recorded. We're technology is not Bumper's cup of tea. Well, it is, but it's really not. Everybody joining us, all the 100 and something people watching the show. Thank you guys for joining us. I really appreciate it if you following because of.
While she's doing that, let's talk about this because I've been reading these comments and it seems like the alphabet soup is a really hot. Like
alphabet soup.
Tu camarada. The first time I ever saw Ralph, I called Bumper. Of course, I called Bumper. And I said,
my boy Ralph.
I said, Bumper, you know this guy? And he said, that's my boy. He lives on the internet.
Yeah, it's my boy Ralph.
And I made friends with Ralph.
It was fun. You did. You were like, hey, do you know this guy? I'm like, yeah, that's Ralph. I follow him on Facebook.
Yeah, I didn't make friends with Ralph first. He thought I was talking crap about him. He called me, he called me out my name. Then we made up. We talked. We not made up, but we like cashed it out. like adults. Like, hey, what was going on? I thought you were saying this, and that. And we talked, and he was like, really, it's gonna be good. I'm gonna start doing my own thing, yada yada yada. But it must be true. Like men, when they get back with their significant other,
they drop everything.
They forget everyone.
They forget
because at one point he even said I was his sister, and he don't even talk to me no more. That's two brothers. So if
you guys, she's like two brothers that don't talk to me. Chingao,
Bumper is not coming on. Let me see.
Hey,
Yeah.
pero
You're not seeing it?
No.
Hold on,
you know how hard it is to like organize a proposal every other day? Like he's busy.
How many proposals has he done? You see, because I don't follow him like that, but I do see the comments like in my, because again, my platform, they use it to speak about everything. So supposedly he proposed to his significant other like 6 times already. I don't know.
And the significant other, who are we talking about?
Well,
The other letter in the alphabet soup.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
yes. So
The
then,
girl that said she brought so and so to tequilas.
exactly.
That girl, I
That
got
girl,
you.
yes.
I know exactly.
You see, and there's a lot of nonsense going on.
Did
and
you hook into it?
So now,
Yes.
you good?
You good?
I hope so.
So I know we have.
hooked into it. I don't see it lit up blue. Is it say you hooked into the
Let me see. It was connecting me right now.
You want me to redo it?
Hello from Kansas City, a taste of Tejano.
Yeah, it
Hola,
says
¿cómo están
connected.
todos?
You're connected?
Uh huh.
Oh, hi. So you gotta inbox La Prima, or you can inbox Lorenzo, and we'll get that shirt to you.
Play something and see if we can hear it.
Yeah, so that's, and you know what's so weird, but because people from all over, and they kind of tie us all in together. Whether I talk about this person, I don't talk about them. You know, I don't have nothing negative to say about them. I don't know their lives. I don't know what they're doing, and that's their hustle. You know what I
You hear
mean?
music?
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so you're connected. You're in.
I'm in.
You see
All right,
it?
guys. So, Nikki Hernandez. What's up, Nick?
I was trying to
Orale.
say something, but
Tell
okay.
it like
you
it
gonna-
is.
are you gonna
That-
come over
that's-
here?
That's all. So, guys, you guys just joined us. We have La Chismosa 210 podcast.
I gotta talk. I gotta be in the Prima's ear.
And so we're gonna do a prank call.
Austin.
I don't think we've ever done this kind of shit on Wacky Wednesday.
Let's see. Hey, musical chairs.
Yeah.
Give
me the phone.
Shot glass.
Give me my phone, so I can. Are we ready? Are we ready to rumble? So we need
Yes.
everyone to be quiet.
So, yeah,
Okay. Bumpers.
I'm ready.
He's all ready.
Are you guys ready?
I'm gonna call Fermin.
Make sure you get your shot.
Okay, so a little backstory. We're gonna call Fermin. We've never talked to Fermin. We've been prepping him all day, like inboxing him, tirándole chifladas, like, hey, how are you doing? ¿Cómo estás? And then he's like, hermosa, ¿cómo estás? Te extraño y que la chingada. But now we're gonna call him and we're gonna tell him if he likes to play with the gatitos.
Hi.
Did you find it? There
Okay.
you
Yes.
go.
Okay. We're gonna call him.
All right, here goes. I'm gonna mute. Our, which mic do you want?
Mute all of them except hers.
Which mic are you on?
Hola.
Hola.
Hola, Fermin.
Hola.
Hola, chiquitito. Hi.
¿Cómo está?
¿Qué estás haciendo?
Nada, bueno. ¿Y tú?
Ay. ¿Ya te bañaste?
Sí, cariño, ¿y tú?
¿Con agua fría o caliente? Ay.
Fría, el agua fría.
Fría. Ay.
¿Y tú?
¿Tienes los chiquitos bebitos?
¿Eh?
¿Eh? Fermín. ¿Tienes un caballo? ¿Vives en el rancho?
¿Qué? ¿Eh?
¿Vives en el rancho? Fermín.
Dime de nuevo.
¿Ah?
Dime ahora.
¿De dónde eres?
En Santo Domingo.
Oh.
¿Y tú?
¿Tienes gatos?
¿Un gato?
Sí.
No.
¿Un
Para.
perro?
Sí, hay uno por ahí.
Ay, me gustan los perritos. Ruff, ruff. ¿Te gustan los perritos? ¿O el gatito?
Sí, mi gatito también.
Ay, miau. ¿Me lo haces para atrás? Me gusta, Fermín. Ándale. Miau. Vamos a jugar.
Vamos jugando.
Y sí. Miau.
Ajá.
¿Me lo haces para atrás?
¿Qué más te gusta?
El gato.
Ok.
Hazlo para atrás. ¿O te gusta la changuito?
¿La changuito?
Sí. ¿La puedes hacer?
¿Qué es lo que la changuito?
Ay, tengo la changuito aquí.
Mándame foto tuya entonces.
¿Te gusta?
Sí, mándame foto.
Ok, primero hazme el gatito. Y te mando el foto.
Miau, así.
Otra vez. Miau.
Miau, mi amor.
Ay, miau, miau, miau. Ahora la changuito. Y te lo mando ahorita. El
Mándamela
changuito.
ahora.
Así no, mira. ¿Le puedes hacer? Fermín. Me colgó. But we got him to do the cat. Oh my God.
dude.
Let's call Eduardo real quick. I think he's been wanting me to call. We'll call
All right,
one more.
we'll do one more. So this is what you're missing on the Chismosa 210 podcast. Oh my God.
Hola.
Hola,
Eduardo, ¿cómo estás?
bien, bien.
Te
¿Y tú?
extraño, mi amor. Ay.
Ay,
¿Qué estás haciendo?
aquí acostado.
Ay.
¿Y tú qué haces?
Acaba de dar a comer a los animales porque tengo caballitos, changuitos, pajaritos. ¿Te gustan
ok.
los animales?
Pues me gustan los gatos y los perros.
Los gatos. Miau.
Ujú.
Miau, miau. Soy un gatita. Miau. El gatito suelta. Miau. No, ya se murió. Eduardo,
Hey,
¿lo puedes hacer para atrás? Me gusta. El gatito. Hazlo. Miau.
no puedo hacerlo.
Ay. Te mando un foto. Fotos y recuerdos.
No puedo hacerlo.
No. ¿El perrito?
No, ni el perrito.
Un lobo. ¡Au! Ándale, me gusta, me encanta jugar así.
Ok.
Hazlo. Otra vez. ¡Au! Juntos a las 3, ¿ok? 1,
Ok.
2, 3. ¡Au! ¡Ay, Eduardo! ¡Qué lobo! Me gusta. Ahí viene mi mamá. Te hablo para atrás.
Shit, dude. Oh my God.
But I always get them to do it.
I told you, crazy.
Shit,
Like,
bro.
we don't even know these people.
La Chismosa 210 podcast is in the building. We're having a good time. If you guys are not following them, if you're a fan of Bumpers Wacky Wednesday, you don't follow them, you can follow them on Facebook, on YouTube.
Oh my God.
The show comes on the... What
Mondays.
channel is
On
it?
Mondays.
But it's on the pub, right?
It's on the Pop Culture Radio.
Yes.
The Pub Culture Radio. You could find it. They don't always do prank calls, but when they do, fuck, dude, I want to take this shot, but I got a fucking headache already from trying to hold my fucking laughter in.
Wait till I do it.
Oh,
Wait till I
my
do
God.
El Burro.
Oh
That
yeah,
one's
you
real
have, that
funny.
one's a burro is a
I gotta
special
practice
one.
that
We
one.
gotta practice it. She hasn't been able to do it in a while.
They what do you call it, bro? Dude, I cannot. That shit has my head fucking blowing up right now,
So
man.
we do like prank call people like that, but we also there's been times where people are like, call this restaurant for
Yeah,
us
so
or
we've called a
something.
couple of restaurants. We've called some people. Like they'll give us a little backstory, and we'll call them as well.
Or their husbands.
yeah,
or
their husbands.
wives
Or,
or-
like we've called.
I
cheaters,
think
we've
the
caught
funniest
cheaters.
one where I honestly I threw up from laughing so hard was some guy on TikTok. He called a Chinese restaurant, but he called two Chinese restaurants three ways.
Oh, and they were calling each
They
other.
were fucking each other. No,
you
call me. I call you. Oh
my
shit,
God.
man. So again, man,
Dice,
to
primo, ahí está.
dude, this is the kind of stuff that you're missing. You know, La Prima never disappoints with her fucking. The monkey is my new favorite sound. It outdid the horse. But for guys to really, like, if some girl's telling me to howl like a wolf, I'm like, girl, we ain't on the same wavelength here.
Oh my God.
So George Cruz, can you call my buddy?
You see? Yeah, they got to send us the
You gotta
number.
send us a number.
Okay, so where would they send the number to without it?
To you.
They could send it to you.
They could DM
or
it
they
to
could
you.
inbox
They DM it to
me.
you, yeah.
Okay, so you
Michelle
can direct message if you want to do that, George. Direct messages your the number you want us to call and the person's name.
Oh, because it was on my phone.
Yeah.
Yes. So, or you could inbox me. I'm under Michelle Terry on Facebook or La Prima 210.
There you go, right there. So
can
if we
inbox
do
me.
get it in, then we'll do it. Somebody's like, you guys should prank call Tejano artists.
So I think we did.
We
Who
prank
did
called.
y'all do?
We did. Didn't we do like I think it was Lucky J or something.
Oh, Lucky was
did.
watching earlier. My boy DJ Lucky J.
We
do
didn't
one.
know who it was. Somebody just sent us the number, and then later they were like, it was Lucky J, and then
And he had to change his number.
Oh my God. Lucky if you're watching, it was these guys right here.
Sorry about that.
It was right here.
Oh my gosh.
Somebody wrote woof woof on YouTube.
One time we
shit.
prank called. So Dave Farias' son-in-law, but
Oh, yes.
so he works for the city, and for those that don't know, the Riverwalk gets cleaned once a year, so they drain the river and whatever.
Oh, that's right.
So he was. I guess
charge.
his boss was out, and he was like in charge or whatever. So his wife told us to call him and be like, "Oh yeah, we're calling from the city doing an investigation about the body y'all found."
And then we're like, because so he works closely with someone else, and we're like, your partner told us the story already, and we had the name, and they were like, his
Like,
wife
what are y'all
gave,
talking
Yeah,
about?
yeah.
and then we're like, his wife gave a full confession. So then he like supposedly he woke her up in the middle of the night. He was like, I gotta tell you something, I can't take it. Like I think tomorrow they're gonna
Y'all
come.
remember
look
the
you.
Jerky Boys?
No.
You never heard of the Jerky Boys?
No.
They were kings of prank calls. And they had a guy, he was Italian, his name was, he used to call himself Frank Rizzo. 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 Right? And so I have, shout out to my tia, she owns a bunch of Subway restaurants in South Texas. So when I lived in California, I used to prank call the Subway. and I would call and I'd be like, hey, I want to speak to the manager. And my other tia, which is her sister-in-law, was the manager of one of her stores. So I would call and be like, hey, this is Frank Rizzo, Rizzo. I just had a sandwich from there, and I can't stop shitting. I don't know what you got, right? And so my tia would try to be, she's like, sir, I'm so sorry. Like, we can make it. You think I wanted a sandwich to make me shit again? Like, I would just go off.
Just go after.
And every time she sees me, like, remember you used to call me, you were the R-I-Z-Z-O Rizzo.
We have a lot of fun doing it. A lot of people always inbox us, or they'll want us to call their cheating spouse, or they want us to. It's just we have a lot of fun with it, and
we make
I
people,
don't know.
a lot of people laugh. You know
Yeah.
what, Bumper? One of the stories that we heard was during Dia de los Muertos. Remember, Michelle? Like
Yes.
some lady came up to us and she
Yes.
was in tears, and she said her mom had passed away, and she was like really depressed in her room.
Yes.
And she came across our page, and she said like she would look at the videos and it would make her laugh, like the crank calls and stuff like that. So it's just so weird. Like it's not so weird, but it's just like you don't know who, when you're on here talking, you don't know who you're talking to.
Exactly.
And Chismosa is funny said, because I always tell my guests, right? And again, majority being Tejano musicians, like I used to be one of those people when I started, like, oh man, I got 5 people watching,
Yes.
right? And I always be excited. You know what I mean? And then you would get higher views, and then it's like, man, my views weren't really that big today, whatever. Maybe people are doing. And I used to base my show on that. And I could, if I go back and watch the shows, you could see my attitude change with the amount of views, right? Like,
yeah.
and that wasn't right to the person who would watch every single week. So I come to the conclusion that if there's just one person watching, you never know whatever you say could change that one person's life.
Exactly.
Or they've just been having the shittiest day. You make them laugh, or you play a song, or maybe they're interested in the person you're interviewing, and they say a story that they never would have heard anywhere on a radio station or anywhere. They hear a personal thing, and for them it's like it's cool, like that's badass. So it's worth it, whether it's one person, 2 people, 3 people, 4 people.
Just something.
It's worth it.
And that was one of the things that I kind of wanted to speak about, because I know you touched on it earlier, but one of the things is that when we did start off, we had a lot of...
Bro, hold that thought.
Hold up.
Somebody's watching this podcast at the In and Out, and they're fucking laughing their asses off. She's like, everyone's looking at them like, what the fuck are you doing?
So that was one of the things. So one of the things was we would get a lot of people inboxing us, especially during COVID, because we took off during COVID, and we had so many people. And even when we go to the store, we go somewhere, like people come up to us like in tears and say like, you don't know that you've changed my life, or
that you helped me through a time.
We lost a lot of loved ones, and you helped us through a really traumatic time. And that, like, we got a lot of inboxes like that made us cry too. Like,
I had a man come to me during fiesta, and he just like, he was an older man, and he said, he goes, you remind me so much of my tia. When growing up, she was always like laughing, joking, and he was older, so I'm assuming like this person was already long gone and passed away. But hearing him say that was like, wow, like when you say about being relatable, I think that's like a really big thing.
Exactly.
For sure. I mean, you guys are 100% relatable. And again, not just to people here in San Antonio. That's the thing. Like, well, you guys need to understand, people watch from all over the world. We can't even just say, it's cool to say, hey, we got people watching all over the United States. They have people watching from all over the world. I mean, you just had somebody watching from Australia. They ship stuff to the Middle East, to England. It's crazy, man. It really is. And at the end of the day, it's like my amigo Pete says on here, you never know who's watching.
You're watching, exactly.
Know.
You never know who's watching. You never know what kind of day they're having.
Well, there's times where we're like, sometimes we'll get inboxed and we're like, oh, this is coming from so-and-so, or like somebody in a really high position. We're like, now, like, we got to be careful sometimes about what we say.
Yeah,
but we're
like, we get a little too crazy.
So, I just peeped over at a comment. I got a buddy of mine from my hometown, Robert Cantu, and he's like, I signed up my buddy Benny Lopez for the army, for the recruiter, right? So the recruiter could see him. So the recruiter pulled Benny out of class. Well, may he rest in peace, my buddy Benny Lopez. Benny was a big guy, like huge. And so when the recruiter pulled him out of the thing, he was like, hey, bro, you ain't ready for the fucking army, man. Man, Rob, you're not right, bro. You're not right.
Thank you for watching from Arizona.
Arizona, Patsy Freeman, thank you.
Yes, thank you.
So the guy, oh my God, George Cruz.
I know, he put the number on there.
He put the number on the
Hey, all these other people. Everybody's
gonna
prank call. Should we try him? If he
try
answers,
him.
Let's see. What's his name?
Something Moreno.
He put his name on there.
Let's see if he picks up.
Robert Moreno. See if he answers.
Okay. He didn't give us a little backstory. Oh, damn it. It's not going to work. Never mind.
Why?
My phone died.
Oh,
Wow, we just gotta come back. We gotta come back.
Well, yeah. We'll do it.
We've been on for a while.
We're
not used to this, but we know our show's 45 minutes.
Hey, so these guys do 45 minutes and the people are like, hey, wrap it up.
A lot of the times you could catch our prank calls, like usually when we go live. If we go live, we're doing something crazy.
On TikTok, on
Facebook.
So where can everybody find you guys on? What's
you
all
can
your
find
stuff?
all of us on, I think we're all on Facebook for sure. I'm 210 La Chismosa, Cecilia Chavez. Lorenzo has his, what are your handles? What are your handles? Lorenzo.
And you can find me under La Prima 210 on Facebook, on all social media platforms. And then on Facebook, Michelle Terry. You can follow that one too.
I got you. I
definitely, if we're closing out, I got to give my sponsors a shout out.
Hey, everybody's like, we're all going to prank call them now. Hey,
since I couldn't prank them, y'all could prank them now.
There you go. But tomorrow, guys, if you guys want to meet all the cast from La Chismosa 210, they're going to be at the Alamo Dome for the Bolero Bowl, the Longhorns versus the Washington Huskies. They're going to be out there next to all the big sponsors. They're going to have free beer, free liquor.
No, free chili.
Free chili. Well, I mean, we might have some Jello shots. Possibly.
Ahí está ya metiendo la pata.
Sí. Lorenzo's going to make them.
So Jello shots.
It depends on the time I get home to make them.
Yes.
Yeah, it should be a lot of fun. So come out and hang out with us. We always have a lot of fun.
T-shirts.
And if you don't, you know, you can spin on Facebook and talk shit to me because, yeah, I'm a Titans fan. So everybody watching, it's a Cowboys fan.
So what time is the Cowboys game tomorrow?
I believe 7:30.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then
So
I want
you
to
go
give
out during the day.
I want to give
So
a
you're gonna be
shout
there
out
at 10 in the
to
morning.
Alicia Martinez. Alicia Martinez is one of our followers not a follower, she's become our friend because she's and I don't think we don't have followers. We have a whole bunch of friends, primos, primas, but Alicia messages me every day about 3 times a day. And she's like, hello. She'll send me a little meme. She'll send me something. I think she does it to Michelle. Alice,
yes.
And I think
Shout out to
she's...
Alice.
Lorenzo, did she find you as well?
Nobody likes
She
Lorenzo.
was supposed to add Lorenzo to bother him, and she's like,
Yes.
"Yes, send me his info." But
So I
yes,
think
thank you so much,
she
Alice.
definitely... She's her town Chismosa, she said.
Yes.
Hell
So
yeah.
thank you everybody for watching us. It's really a blessing to come out here with Bumper today, and this is my first time here in the studio. I had a lot of fun, so thank you everybody, and again follow
What
us.
did they say when Chismosa in her show? Who is the older lady sitting in the chair? Oh, so that is my grandmother, the one who says "See you later, suckers."
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So
She passed away.
she passed away, and she's my grandmother, and she says "See y'all later, suckers."
So she made a video. You could tell a little story, right?
Oh,
She
yes.
made a video.
She made
right?
a video. So before that, you know, like when people say that they know when they're gonna pass away. Remember, have you heard like when people say like "ya lo sienten," that they're already feeling it? My grandmother, we were visiting her, and I don't know what we were talking about, and I think we were talking about like having New Year's there or something, and she was like, "I'm not gonna be here no more. Like I'm gone." And we're like, "No, you got a lot of like you're strong, so you got a long time ahead of you." And she was like, "Nope, when I'm up in the sky and I'm gonna look down on you and I'm gonna say, see y'all later, suckers." And we actually recorded her. And I think it was 3 months from that day she passed away.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
But we got it, and at the end of every show, we play it.
Yes.
And that's just something.
Yeah,
That's
something
crazy,
with
man.
Yeah.
You know,
Oh, she said he did. You ignored Alicia que gacho. You didn't even send her hi back.
No, it's probably like I need to go.
It's probably in
into
his spam.
Yeah.
Yeah, I need to go find it.
to everybody watching, man, like on YouTube, Facebook, you know, we're in the holiday spirit, right? In the holiday, the 2 weeks of the year we look forward to, you know, Christmas and New Year's, and I want to stay a little serious on some of the notes that Chismosa talked about earlier. One is going out and vote, and representing our cultura and raising our kids to not live with the same blinders we grew up on, right?
Yes.
Make sure your kids get involved. Make sure that they're following politics, following the news, because that's going to be us, right? I mean, we grew up not being able to see movies, not being able to see the news channels, not being able to see people in big political offices that look like us.
Yeah.
We didn't, like it just wasn't our time. I mean, but now that we're becoming the majority, I think we need to stay focused on that. And this is on a serious note. Like, I really think our cultura needs to band together and really realize how strong we are in this country, and what we can do to shape the future of you know, small Chicanos and Chicanas that are gonna,
Because we want our kids to look up and see somebody dressed nice and be like, yeah, I'm gonna be like them one day. I'm gonna be that person that day. You know, like I said, like the whole cynicism of us thinking like the colored eyes, the white person with the suit is somebody, you know, like somebody big, like that can be us too, you know. And just because I'm a Chismosa, and you know, I worked in the courthouse. I worked for an attorney for 10 years. Like you can hold different hats just being who you are.
Exactly.
I think that's a big thing too.
You're absolutely right. And Chismosa, to you guys, to Prima, Lorenzo, one, I want to thank you guys for being great friends. Like, you know, being able to talk about, like I said, I just told you guys earlier, I could pick up talking from Chismosa 30 minutes, 45 minutes, and we didn't talk about shit, right? Me and Lorenzo can talk, and we focus on one thing. We talk for about 30 fucking seconds, and the rest, it's just nonsense, nothing to do with why I called him or he called me. But one thing that I want to leave you from Bumper's Wacky Wednesday is that if you are upset with somebody, you have a grudge with somebody, I know you guys hear it all the time, and you hear it from people, you know, and then way higher up than our show here. Make amends with that, man. Maybe you always hear people say, forgive somebody. And on another serious note, like forgiveness is not for the person. So if Lorenzo's done something bad to me, I say, you know what, Lorenzo, I forgive you. It's not giving Lorenzo the free card to go away, right? It's for me.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not going to carry that anymore. He's going to have to live with that, not me. But you know what? I forgive you.
Yeah.
So if you have anything like that going on in your life, man, you know, even though Chismosa bases a big part of her shows on drama, try to be drama free, man. Maybe make 2023 one of those things where like, hey, you know what? I'm just not going to let drama
Yeah,
come
you're
in.
canceling me.
Yeah, there you go. Just
what nobody else did.
But yeah,
right?
I know,
Bumper
right?
did.
Just- hey, no, I'm just saying, like, you know what I mean? Like,
Makes a difference.
Yeah.
always remember that there's things that you can't, you can only worry about things that you can change, right?
Yeah.
Don't kill yourself about shit that people, right? Because
Always try to be the
people
better
are
person.
fucking idiots, right? And there's nothing you can do to change them. But if this is your first time watching Wacky Wednesday, on behalf of La Chismosa 2.0 podcast, thank you guys for hanging
Thank
out
you.
with me.
Thank you.
I do this every single Wednesday at 7:30. Again, the majority of my interviews are with Tejano artists, but when I started, it's always been about our cultura. So this was a big part of our cultura, especially here in San Antonio, what you guys are doing. Next week, we're going to start off with the bang. Mike Gonzalez Iconics will be here in the studio live performing their brand new song. Not just one song, a bunch of brand new songs, a bunch of old Jimmy Gonzalez hits that you guys grew up loving. They're gonna be here jamming out just for you guys. It's gonna be unreal, man. If you guys ever saw the show with La 45, it's gonna be something similar. And that's what we're gonna try to bring to you more 2023, man. Some more live shows, get to talk to the artists, and you actually get to see them play. So again, man, thank you guys for all of you that hung out for the whole 1 hour and 58 minutes. These guys are like,
That's the
damn, we were
longest.
like, this is the longest thing we've ever done. But before we go,
Salud.
Cheers.
salute, Lorenzo. Here's
Cheers
to 2023,
2023.
bro. Our future endeavors.
Yes.
Our future stuff together, Chismosa's podcast and Bumpers Wacky Wednesday. We're going to be doing a lot of things together this year. And you never know. You never know what can come of it. So, and to everybody else, man, Happy New Year. Merry Christmas from Bumpers Wacky Wednesday, La Chismosa 2.0 podcast.
And everyone
Lorenzo?
out here.
Yes.
Let's
And
do
then
this
for
shit.
anyone talking crap, not today.
Now I have to say cheers, everybody. Thank you so much for watching.
That was a good one.
Hey.
Are we on?
Hell yeah.
Are we on?
That shit was.
Are these bloopers? That is-
Damn.
Hey.
Salud. Y'all be good, man.